time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gary. Not Jerry. Oh, the show started. I'll save my banana for a minute while Steven's talking. I'm sorry to say that Keith is not here. He's doing black guy stuff. And, well, he's going to Planet Comic-Con up in Kansas City, the Missouri, Kansas City. And it's, I think it's pretty much the third largest convention in the state. And that's including WizardCon in St. Louis, which I don't really think is that. I don't know if anybody's ever been to a WizardCon. The best one, in my opinion, is simply the one in New Orleans. Huge show. Great panels. Good show. But
WizardCon came to Vegas one time, and I was there. So,
was it good?
It was, and it was a lot of fun because I got to meet. Because back then I used to, because I've always done stuff like this. I got a press pass. I got to hang out with Lou Ferrigno on the high roller. It's like, do you guys know what that is?
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, and it was cool. I was like trapped in.
It's like getting having the stripper take you into the champagne room.
Not at all, but thank you.
Oh my God.
Public service announcement: Don't put your finger in the electric socket. Just going to say that.
Well, I want to welcome everybody to today's show. I am here with our fellow host, Fat Steven Seagal. I don't know why he doesn't have co-host on his name.
I'm sorry. Let me go get my breaker signal
He is
on.
a co-host on this. Then we got our dear friend Arwen, who is my co-host on Thursdays. Whatever that show is.
Arwen the Beautiful.
I've had a rough morning today. I had a bit of a diabetic episode. I ate and didn't realize that everybody wanted to stay. So I didn't get my insulin. So I started like, well, guess it's time for me to hit the old and pass out.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
So it happens.
You okay?
Well, no, I'm dead. I died.
Well, I guess we're all in Valhalla with you.
I want to welcome Viking, who is a regular panelist on this show, and our good friend Purple Valkyrie. Welcome, my dear lady.
Good afternoon.
And that fucking cunt from Las Vegas is not here today, but in his place is Dork Night. But I want to welcome everybody in the chat. We have Gap Stargate. Good to see you, my friend. We have Socks Bulletins, who's a very good friend of ours.
Yeah,
Aaron is here. Let's see who else is already here. Jeez, Courtney is here. Courtney with the long name, and she enjoyed the fact that I teased her on our
Cod
show.
balls. I call her cod balls for short.
I love it.
Danzig is here. I was listening to a silly cover of Mother this morning. I'm like, oh my God. I don't know who that was that posted on Twitter, but it cracked me up. It's one of our friends, mutual friends. And that is it. That's here already. Hopefully people start rolling in.
Yeah, I think my mom texted me this morning. She's lucky. She's seen it before me. She texted me at 9:47 my time.
Right.
Saying that she's waiting in line to watch the Northman. I'm like, oh man.
I was gonna wait till the weekend and I couldn't wait any longer. I had to watch it.
I'm seeing it today. But yeah.
Too many people had said how good it was. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna go watch it. And
so Gary, did you have pre-releases over there in the US, mate?
It comes out Thursday normally. Like at least in Vegas, it's always a day early. Is that
I never give away my sources.
It's good to know.
I watched it in an alternative fashion and still plan to go see it this weekend. But I'm really looking forward to talking about the stuff we got covered for today. But really, it's been an exciting week with all and Geekosity, because we did our Thursday show, recorded it on Tuesday, and shit hit the fan on Tuesday and Wednesday. And I was made aware of things that I couldn't talk about publicly.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Mikey, Mikey shares his stuff with us. Flaccid is here. What is up, Flaccid?
Hail Flaccid Phoenix.
What's up, Flaccid? Sounds like a double entendre.
One of these days he's gonna rise from the ashes and he'll be flaccid.
Yo,
no more.
are you literally trying
He
to
will be
relate Jesus-
semi-erect Phoenix.
Oh my god.
Did he just try to compare the rising of Jesus Christ to an erection?
I
No,
don't think
no,
so.
no.
No, I think
Phoenix
that was all in your head.
Phoenix
Mike.
rises from the ashes.
That's how you opened it, though. One day he shall rise from the
From the
ashes.
ashes. From the ashes. A Phoenix.
Yeah,
Can't
just the
even.
ashes. It was all in your head, Fat Steve.
Yeah. Oh,
Jesus
rise from
having
the
an
ashes.
erection
I mean,
thing is on you, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm a horrible misogynist. I apologize for my misinterpretation.
I was watching. I watch Perry Mason a lot on Pluto TV as well as Stargate. I've watched all of the episodes of Mission Impossible, so now I've switched over to Perry Mason and Stargate, and they've got a commercial over there that just is the single most man-hating fucking commercial I've ever seen. I cannot stand it. I get so tired of these commercials where it's got this woman with the snakes for hair, Medusa.
Amber Heard.
Some girl sees her and they all get turned to stone.
This
She
is like an
feels
Amazon
bad that
Prime.
she turned a woman into stone, so she buys these sunglasses.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what the ad is for, the sunglasses. So she's got these on, and because she feels bad that she did that to a woman. But then a guy is sitting across from her,
was a
her
bartender.
friends
It's a bartender.
at a bar. No, he's at the bar, not
Oh, okay.
a bartender. He's at the bar, and he's looking at her like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she drops him, turns him to stone. And this is absolutely it condones violence against men.
And what
they
is he
don't
trying to
realize it.
market? What is he trying to market or to sell
Wait,
you?
The
no,
sunglasses. It's a sunglasses commercial.
Wait. Maybe there's also another meaning behind this. Instead of it's not violence towards men, it's saying that this woman's so hot it gets men rock hard.
I could have swore it was a Amazon Prime
Well,
commercial.
It's a
or
good
something.
spin on it.
It might have been because that's what she ordered the sunglasses through. But it had everything to do with sunglasses. That was the primary focus of the commercial. But I do think it might have been a Prime commercial. And I'm like, misandry is a real thing.
Remember when Amazon only sold books? Is anybody else that old? No, I've never mind.
Well, you see, that's why they're still in business, because Amazon Prime as a platform for video it's really hurting. And it's the other side of the business that's keeping them afloat. Bezos is doing that on purpose. He is financing his goals through the video end via his store.
Hey, which I'm cool with. I got my Amazon Prime membership through my business, so it's a tax write-off, and I just happen to get the video stuff for free. So like, it's kind of,
Well,
works for
yeah,
me.
and it's really what it's all about,
Yeah,
I do have a problem with Bezos because he's a communist. He's a soft communist, but he's a communist nonetheless. And as Cameron so eloquently said right on our show, he's creating his communist utopia through Amazon. And that's why he's trying, because right now there's an article that's out that says that we have two people on opposite ends of the rich market trying to change everything. And one of them is Bezos. And of course, his friendship through Mark Soros, or what's his name?
George Soros.
George Soros.
Yeah.
But we have someone on the other side of it that's working for us, which is Elon Musk. And he's fighting for people's rights to have freedom and liberty. So it's interesting to see the war of money right now.
I made a joke this morning on Loki's that Musk ought to buy Disney instead of Twitter, so we can put an end to all the grooming.
Well, I got to tell you, I made a statement on somebody else's show. I said Elon Musk could probably buy 4 major studios and still have money left over and be rich. And he could buy YouTube. He could buy Netflix, because if you think that he fired that shot over Netflix's bow for no reason, you are sadly mistaken. He has his sights set because he's tired of seeing the way businesses are being run badly, and they could be making a lot of money, and he wants to be making that money to fund his science.
Well, Netflix took a major hit this week, so yeah, I'm not entirely surprised.
Yeah, one said 20%, but the one I
35.
read was 35%.
First time
And-
in like well over 10 years, right? They've lost that
Yeah,
many subscribers.
2004, I
But-
think it
And they're
was.
trying to
But
I'm
blame
not
it on
surprised.
2004, yeah.
they're
But
trying to
guys,
blame it
it's-
on people sharing passwords or something. But I mean, I have T-Mobile and I get Netflix for free through T-Mobile. If you have T-Mobile and you didn't know that, you just have to call them and you get Netflix for free. So I don't know what's going on there.
all I know is they're putting up a lot of shows, and I shared a link yesterday too. He's having a baby, which is I think it's the a telling of the trans couple, gay couple, gay
Is that
trans
the Japanese version?
couple. I don't think it's Japanese. I think it's South Korean, and
Yeah.
South Korea puts out a lot of LGBT, whatever they're called.
The alphabet group. The alphabet
You're
group.
right, Gary.
the wingding community. The wingding.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
like
but-
my kid's a member of it. I get it. I'm not trying to be insulting, but really,
Oh,
I would argue though that South Korea is putting out some of the best,
no, they've got
movies.
some good horror and
Mhm.
sci-fi.
Yeah, horror
Yeah.
is excellent.
That is true.
I will say
So-
one thing, Gary. It's you don't have to try to offend the wingding community. Most of the ones that do get offended for everyone else are the ones who don't understand.
I block people that get offended by shit because they're just stupid, in my
So,
opinion.
I just want to say that the opinions of Fat Steven Seagal are his. and
Listen
mine.
here. Why don't
Here's what I wrote last night. I said, remember, kids, we are not defined by our sexual proclivities, gender, or color of our skin. We are defined solely by the content of our character and how we treat others. Unless
Amen.
you are woke, then it's always opposite day.
Yeah, I
So-
saw that.
Well,
I
that
retweeted
takes
that.
that takes it back to Netflix. Maybe they're having maybe this is the drop in subscriptions isn't people sharing passwords because they've done that since the inception of the streaming.
Well, they've set it up to
It's
where it's hard to
people-
do that now.
It's people it's all this woke shit they're putting out. You know what I mean? Like it's garbage. They're putting out so much garbage, and people maybe this is just a sign that people are fed up with it, I don't know. I mean,
Well,
Mhm.
they put
I could be
out.
wrong.
Here's what it is. I said, and you guys have heard me say this: 95% garbage, 5% worthwhile material on Netflix.
Mhm.
They have this philosophy of let's keep just enough stuff that keep the guys coming back, and then we're just gonna pound out all this fucking woke shit, and it's really distracting because you got to fucking go through that shit to get to what you want to watch. And I got to tell you something. I was raised by very devoutly Christian people that would have lost their minds having to weed through the shit that you're forced to weed through on there. And it's like, yeah, I used to have this philosophy. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch the channel. But now they're making it hard for users to get to what they want.
Hmm.
Do they not? I let Netflix expire like 3 months ago. Do they not still remember when they used to section everything off into
Yeah.
genres, and you would have to go to that section specifically? Do they not still do that, or is it just
I mean,
out
they
there?
do it on mine. I have one of those Roku TVs, so I don't know if the interface is the same on a computer, but it has that like genre where I go down and it's got the different genres, and then you just it scrolls like seems like infinity to the right. So they still have that. One thing I do like, if you take the time to rate stuff, because I've had my Netflix account for forever, at least 10 years probably. If you take the time to rate stuff, it's pretty good at recommending stuff to me. If it's not at least 90%, I don't even bother with it because it knows, it's got a pretty good handle on the kind of stuff that I like.
Just filters it out. Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, I'm going to get some more coffee. Didn't mean to kill the chat. Sorry.
Well, as you notice, we're going back to parliamentary rules because I can't have shows derail. I want to be able to give everybody their chance to talk. And a week before, we had some stuff happen. Dork felt that he was responsible, but the fact is, no, he wasn't. It was just simply we had a new person that didn't understand how the show worked, and I can't have that. I can't have them on doing that stuff because they don't know how to interact. Because everybody has to have a say, except for Fat Steven. But he still gets one, but he doesn't have to have it. And
All right, I'm going to mute
kind of-
now. Have a good day.
I don't know what you said. But I do want to point out that this was one of the things that I ran into, the CNN thing. So I'm going to share it real quick at stream. There you go. CNN will shut down at the end of April, to which I posted this image. Followed immediately by this fucking meme.
But
I am going to Schadenfreude the shit out of this story.
but Gary, there's a better one. There was literally a check mark going, people who are praising CNN and Plus being shut down don't realize that there's journalists, air quotes, and other people who have lost their jobs today. You should not be mocking them. No.
And by the way, I stand with Paulie in his statements against Latinx. I think Latinx is insulting to Latinos.
Mm-hmm.
God bless Paulie. I love that guy. We got this story too, which Doomcock talked about, but I've also talked openly with a friend of ours over, with the Doctor Who crowd, who I talk to regularly. And what he's saying is not completely opposing what Doomcock is saying through his source, but that he's not retconning it, but instead going to completely ignore it. She'll still exist as a doctor. But I gotta say, if the person is right, basically the master is going to be involved with it, and that everything that happened with Jodie Whittaker only occurred because the master caused her to have false memories. Which is not dissimilar to what Script Doctor's been saying, because he came up with an idea that would completely unwrite and undo all the damage done by Chris Chibnall and his fucking brain.
Oh, come on, don't insult brains.
Let's be fair, there's a lot
Doctor
of
Who?
damage to undo.
Oh, hell yeah, there is. There is.
I missed that. I'm sorry. Were you talking about Doctor Who?
No.
Oh, okay.
Who?
I thought
Who?
I saw a Doctor Who thing.
Oh, who?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So we've got this again dealing with the CNN Plus prepares to shut down, but Elon Musk tweet fucking goes after Netflix. I'm just like, man, we are watching the pendulum swing. We are actively watching with all this shit going on. And this is one of the things that triggered a lot of people this week.
Really?
This is the new series that apparently pissed off a lot of people. And I asked the question, do you think that shit like this is why Netflix lost so many subs this last quarter? I'm asking for a friend because I'm not saying anything, but I am saying something. I'm lying. Oh, look at this man surrounded by a bunch of tampons with legs.
Oh my God.
So
Shouldn't it be a whole lot bloodier if that were the case?
I don't know, dude.
What tampons are you
Sometimes
looking
it's a
at?
light month, I've been
Yeah.
told. Just before becoming a parent.
Why?
Oh, Dorknet's being molested
You said
by a cat.
tampons, and a cat shows up. Look at that.
Oh.
Every time I'm on, he just can't help himself.
So Martin is here. Martin, are you not logging in? What's going on, buddy? Martin.
That's from the Xbox, right? His little avatar.
I think that is one of those avatars from Xbox.
Yes, it does look like it.
Yeah, because they get the egg heads. I'll bring him back in a minute because I think he's trying to log in. Martin is going to take over doing our chat for me because I need somebody here every time we have a live stream. Every time, because I can lose control of a show very quickly because I'm distracted by the chat, and I can't be distracted by it. I want to be able to read the chat, but I can't be distracted by the chat. So I am going to take a moment to say hi to everybody over there. See, we got Danzig again. Glad to see him here. Aaron, the soft space people can't even stand Mel Brooks films. Well, I got to tell you, Mel Brooks, as a critic of film, and including writing, the problem with Mel Brooks is he's funny, but he can't make funny films. He always needs somebody else. His funniest films have always had other people helping him. And the only reason Spaceballs was as big a hit as it was was because of Star Wars. I thought most of the jokes were lowbrow and really not that clever. His best work and award-winning work is the stuff he did with other people. The films he did with Dom DeLuise. Dom DeLuise was actually a big influence on how those stories went. A lot of people don't know that. And when he worked with Gene Wilder,
Yes.
like what they made
Frankenstein.
together.
I miss
Blazing
Gene
Saddles,
Wilder.
Young Frankenstein. And they were supposed to do more together, but Gene Wilder also wanted to experiment and do other stuff. And so their partnership ended. It was sad. But he still worked with Marty Feldman and Dom DeLuise in a lot of stuff. And those guys brought a lot of stuff to the table with them when they worked together. But the minute Mel went off on his own, Life Stinks, Robin Hood and was it Men in Tights?
Men in Tights. I have a soft
Dracula
spot for
Dead
that
and
film.
Loving It, all completely unfunny. There was one funny scene in Men in Tights.
The blind
And that's where
braille
he
porn.
confronts and says, unlike other Robin Hoods, I have a proper English accent. And I thought that was clever. I thought that was a funny line. The rest of
I
the
love
film I didn't
Carrie
think was
always. He's
You
My
did
great.
favorite was High Anxiety. That's my favorite Mel Brooks film.
funny. High
Mel Brooks.
Anxiety
I
is
love that film.
really, again, was a huge nod to Alfred Hitchcock.
Mhm,
And what
Bird.
he did is he took several Hitchcockian, not just Hitchcock, but Hitchcockian films, thrillers,
Yeah.
and turned them into one movie. But again, he had a lot of help with that movie.
Oh, so good.
And I do. I love that film. Harvey Korman absolutely stole the fucking film.
Cloris
And-
Leachman.
And Cloris Leachman as basically Nurse Ratched.
Nurse Ratched. You should
I
have no
fucking-
fruit cup.
You must be on time to have your fruit cup.
Your fruit cup.
Oh, you're unfair. So mean. I fucking love that movie.
Man, bad.
Uh,
Oh, God.
And I enjoy the damn song. He wrote that song. Mel did write that song.
High Anxiety. He wrote that song.
Anxiety.
Yes. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm geeking. I love that movie. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's a
since I've seen it.
classic. It is a classic. Good afternoon, Mrs. Canuck. How are you doing? Courtney is here. Hi, Courtney. I'm not in the mood for making jokes about your long name yet. Just wait for it. It'll come. It'll happen. Let's see. Soul Assassin. Aaron, Netflix has nothing original that most. Well, no, it is by design not an original thing. The reason why they now have a studio is because they were going to lose everything if they didn't buy a studio. They learned very quickly that buying unreleased films doesn't make you a studio. You actually have to produce the film. So once they understood that, then they had to buy a studio, and they were already was it $5 billion in debt when they did that. So they've had a financial problem, but the only thing that keeps them afloat is they also have the single largest subscribership of any streaming service. I mean, they're just way the fuck up there. But if they keep doing what they're doing, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
And they're also making themselves cheaper to buy. And that's why I believe that shot across the bow from Elon Musk was something for people to pay attention to, including those at Netflix. Wake the fuck up, stop being woke, and instead be awake. So,
Yes, it was interesting to see the knock-on effects that it had with all the other streaming services as well, though, because Disney took a hit as well. Obviously, CNN Plus disappeared after a month, which
Disney took the hit, and they've not recovered from it since they released Gina Carano.
Mhm.
They saw drastic, because I played the graph on here where they were at. They were like almost near the bottom of the totem pole of streaming services subscription rates, and you saw between their first year and their second year this drastic drop. And the problem is people go, why do you think? And I said the reason why is because they have idiots in charge. You have idiots. If you are woke, you are an idiot, because you cannot be woke and run your business properly. You can't. It's humanly impossible to be successful as a business and be woke. And so we're going to see a lot of the pendulum is swinging. It is officially swinging now with his attempt to, and I think it's not just an attempt. I think he's going to absolutely take Twitter. He's going to do a hostile takeover.
Yeah, the cream always rises to the top. Oh, yeah.
What's up, Brett Cohen? Mark D with the C is here. What's up, my friend? Yeah. You know, and I told the story the other day. That movie, it caused me to break up with my then girlfriend when that film came out. And because she made some statement that men, and you can take children away from it. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man, you already fucking own that. This is just a fucking movie.
Stop
I've
whining.
had 2 kids taken away from me because I trusted somebody and shouldn't have. I said, and if I had the opportunity to fucking take a child through science, take a child to term, I would fucking do it if it would keep women out of my fucking life. I was very mean when I said this. And
little bit.
yeah, but I meant it because I thought what she said was really shitty, because women do hold most of the cards. Almost every state is a mom state, including Missouri. I'm one of those freak people who got custody of their child, a dad who got custody over the mother.
Me too, but the only reason I got custody of my oldest was because mom didn't want him. I mean, like if that wouldn't have been the case, because she left us both. And that's my oldest son, Devin, the 23-year-old. So
there you go. Let's see who else is here.
My mom just showed up, and I told her don't spoil Northman. She starts talking about it already.
Monkey Jesus is here. Just don't read. Just don't read her comments.
Yeah.
All our friends are here. Martin, are you going to join? Are you going to help manage the chat?
I think he's in the private chat. Isn't that him?
I didn't see an update there.
Occam's...
Oh, that is him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No worries, man. Are you going to take over the chat for me? Because here, I'm going to pull him up. Hey, Martin, are you taking over the chat for me? Not talking to me? All right. Okay. All right.
Is it just me, or does his avatar look stoned?
Everything looks stoned to you.
It was 420.
So yeah, 420. Yeah. Like somebody said, which one of you said
Less
that to me
a week.
Someone said it's 420. I said, no, it's not. It's 6:30.
Super chat.
Because I'm a dick. What is up, Mexican Iron Man? Listening in from the road. Howdy to the panel. FYI, saw Northman last night. It is an amazing fucking movie. It is Hamlet off the rails.
I guess I should have watched that instead of The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, but I don't regret it. That movie was so good. I mean,
I'm going to watch that one too, but I'm saving that for like when I don't have anybody else around, so I can just enjoy it.
I laughed out loud so many times. It was so good.
But I told I told Nick Weiser, I said, yeah, that's a toxic fucking movie if you ever saw one. I loved it. Absolute brimming with masculinity.
And white people as well, mate.
And I'm not going to say who, but a woman is murdered by a main male character. So there you go.
Probably Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, the Wokes and SJW.
I'm not saying. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, y'all. So don't.
I haven't either. I'm just never mind. Sorry.
You're
Hail,
spitballing.
Martin.
Hi, PJO.
Hello, PJ.
It's also from revenue per user. Large subs don't mean profit. Well, they mean initial profit and the monthly profit, but it does not mean profit for the company. It just means they have that constant revenue is the word I'm looking for, not profit, revenue. You want that revenue stream. And if you don't have it and you're losing revenue, then you're in trouble, especially when your service is like that. Because Netflix only will make so much from their theatrical releases, because every theatrical release that they're involved with is a limited release solely so that their films can be included in the Academy Awards.
Right. Yeah.
They learned that one. Disney is hurting big time. Yes, they are. The state of Florida. Yes. Now, the problem is, and I'm happy that DeSantis did that. And don't get me wrong. There are things that DeSantis did that I don't like, but he was 100% absolutely right in doing this. And I'm glad he did it. But the problem is they're still getting federal dollars. we're still, American citizens are giving Disney money to legislate and to have paid employees legislate. And that's unacceptable. So, anybody else? Oh, the memes of destruction is here. Hey, what's going on with you, man? Where's the memes? Okay. And we already did the Mexican Iron Man. For Mexican Iron Man, I'm going to give a video here. No, I'm just going to simply do this one. This one's for you, Mike. That, and I guess I'll give you this one too.
How dare you!
There you go.
Thank you.
So,
Well, about time for me to be hitting the old dusty trail.
that's me. And, but nope, I still have an hour and a half to go. Private chat.
You think
Yes,
they'll
give the chat to me. Thank you. Thank you, my friend.
do you think Disney will pull out of Florida over that? Because that's the what they're losing is worth like millions of dollars a year in tax breaks. You know.
Yeah.
Where would
Well,
they go though?
I mean,
they're still getting tax breaks. Disney is still getting tax breaks.
California is so damn woke; they'll never. Yeah, but I mean, just this
California is
thing I read
going
along,
broke itself.
Yeah, that's true.
If it isn't already.
But hold up, I was reading this article last night before I went to bed. Where is it? But it's worth like I can't find it. It's worth like an obscene amount of money that they got in tax breaks. I mean, like we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars a year in tax breaks. And it was something they did back in the 70s to entice them to build the park in the first place. Well, damage done. The parks are there. So like what is
the problem
recourse?
Disney had with the one in California was the limitation of size. They couldn't get any bigger. Anaheim is very limiting. That's why when he went to Florida and he pulled some shenanigans. Are you aware of this, Dork? What he did to build Disney World down there? He created a shitload of dummy companies because Florida would not sell him all the swampland that he wanted.
Oh my God, it's billions. He was right. It's like $5 billion a year in taxes. That's insane. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. So it put a hurting on him now. But Disney wanted to buy up all that swampland, and they said no, they would consider them a monopoly on the land. So they refused to sell it to Disney. So Disney created a shitload of actual dummy companies that actually did stuff. They bought that land, and then they all sold it back to him. So he still got the land because he knew how to play dirty.
The thing is also is with that whole 1967 thing, even though Disney is in Florida don't like them and they don't forget. They don't like what they pulled there with the buying the land and stuff at all.
No, the citizens don't.
Yeah.
So what do you think happens then with this?
There's rumors going around this also might be a Chapek 4D chess, and this is just so he can actually regain control and using this as an excuse that look at how much woke and activism is destroying not only our ability to make money, we are now losing money because we are trying to go along with these types of people. The other rumor is that we also have rumors that Bob Iger might be coming back to take the reins again because the Imagineers in general want him back just to have the creativity aspect brought back into Disneyland.
No, when I was a kid, I used to want to be an Imagineer, but now it's like, who would want to do that now?
There's no Imagineers left there, though. Yeah. They all went to Sundance or Universal. They're gone.
Yeah.
What creativity I would ask, because Bob Iger is not a creative. He's just a manager, businessman that buys stuff, and then he thinks that that's going to give him money,
Remember a week or so ago, I was telling you guys about The Last Lecture, that book with the guy who idolized Captain Kirk. In that book, he also talks about when he was a youngster, he actually got the opportunity to be an Imagineer. Like it was one of his first gigs. And that was just, man, I would have given anything for that. But I'm glad because if I worked at Disney now, I'd be ashamed to admit it, to be honest with you.
Well, before I repeat what I had said, I want to go ahead and say thank you again to Mexican Iron Man for the $5 and Salty Texas. Thank you for the $4.99. $4.99. Good price. You get chopsticks, egg roll. I'm so racist. Hold on, let me get that graphic. Let me find that graphic.
Yeah, I was about to say that wasn't racist.
Here's the graphic. Here's my graphic. There you go. As nice as that sounded, you I'm sorry.
It's funny because he's fat.
The reason it popped into my head is because it's from Eddie Murphy's Raw. When he did that joke, $1.99, pair of chopsticks, egg roll, $1.99. What a bargain! that's what it made me think of. But for you, Salty, your question is for Purple and Arwen only. What do you think about this Disney insanity? Have we reached peak woke?
Well, we talked about it on Wednesday, and we were saying, how over the years they've eroded away the goodwill that people had. You think of Disney as a company, and especially people that grew up going to Disney, it was literally the happiest place on earth. It was a place you could go as a family, make some great memories.
An affordable place to go.
Exactly, an affordable place as well. And not just are they going down the woke path incredibly fast, they're also pricing the average family out.
Yep.
Especially people from outside of the US. They've taken away a lot of the incentives to go there. Things like the travel that they had to and from the airport, the buses that they laid on for travelers, parking at the hotels has gone away.
The garbage with the season passes, they've gotten rid of that too. So they're hurting locals as well.
They are cutting corners and just becoming this company that I don't recognize. Whether you love them or hate them, everybody seems to, or at least had, a soft spot for Disney as a company, especially when they were doing the animated films.
And you know what they call that? It's called the fontanelle.
Mm-hmm.
If you know biology, that's the soft spot in a baby's head.
Well, Disney have been dropped on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your thoughts are.
I don't think we have. Not we. Oh my God. Blech. I don't think they have reached peak woke for the reason why is that the more pushback they get, the more they're going to give. I don't think there's people in line yet that realize, hey, bottom line, this was a family company just about entertainment, and this is affecting money. I think if they get certain key people in that spot, that will be over other key people that can be replaced, blah, 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 and infinitum. I think they're going to keep pushing back until we no longer recognize what it once was. I mean, it's almost there. It's not the same company as it used to be, not with the ideology, not with the way that they're operating. So unfortunately, no, I don't.
They used to be about family, and now they're not.
Why are the totally random? I'm sorry, but why are the two prettiest panelists not showing us their face? And these two old white guys are. That just
I'm sorry, mate, but I never do. I never show my face.
I'm sorry.
Well, I wasn't talking about you, brother.
I'm sorry. I thought this was pop culture minefield, not Stalkers Are Us. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding, Dork. Don't spill that sip. Come on, man.
Cup of coffee, and I can't even. And I've promised Gary, I will always be stone cold sober. So I've switched to coffee now, and it's killing me because I got to be drunk to put up with your ass sometimes.
Just put it, just one of those little micro teaspoon things that they have that you use for cocaine, with some cocaine, and put it into your coffee.
You would not want me.
I'm not telling you to commit a crime, but I'm saying if you committed a crime, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, hey, it's my buddy Ryan. Right on.
And well, with that said, we've got other stuff I want to cover. One of them is our background image, because Toby Emmerich. Look, there are some of these things I wasn't able to talk about, but now we can talk about it. Some of it I could talk about because Andre and Tom had already covered it, and we had a long, like an insanely long dialogue about what we can talk about and what we should wait until we get a green light. And one of them is this shit right here. Let me go ahead and add it here.
Oh, this fucking guy.
Will Ezra Miller be fired from Flash? And the fact is, let's get into this article. I'm going to go ahead and read it. Police arrested the Flash star Ezra Miller again, leading to questions about the actor's DC film future. Warner Brothers discovered, because he got arrested. Well, actually, he's been arrested 3 times.
Because we talked about this like a week or 2 ago. This is another arrest.
Same people, by the way.
Wow.
Their house. He was in their house, started to misbehave, and was asked to leave. And he picked up his chair and he threw it across the room, striking the woman in the head. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The one thing that nobody seems to want to talk about, you hit a person in the head strong enough to give them a significant laceration, you could have killed them.
At least concussed them,
Yeah.
The minimal damage is a concussion, and laceration. Striking anybody. This is why I've gotten into arguments with, and very friendly arguments with Chuck Dixon and Graham. Because, they're the no-kill Batman thing. And I said, the minute you strike a human being in the head, neck, or mid-torso, you risk killing them. Every single time you do it.
I don't have to kill you.
No matter how controlled you think that strike
is. I mean, you just
striking a human's brain, if they move incorrectly to your strike, you can slosh their brain, and which is what causes concussions. Subdural hematoma, and worse than that, death. So,
Gary,
but anyway,
I would like to interrupt you, mate, just for a moment to ask you if you know about this situation. But this also happened in light of him being bailed out by someone, right? He was not. He didn't pay for it himself, right? Somebody.
I really appreciate these subtitles because it is really hard to understand what he's saying.
I actually understand you completely, buddy, but I have to fuck with you. My favorite one is I misspelled worshipped, and I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. The English was still a lot of
worship.
Close enough.
That's the English way of spelling it. The British way. But you ask your question. I'm sorry, man.
Sorry.
He was bailed out, wasn't he, the first time in this incident with these same people in Hawaii?
Yes.
And if I remember correctly, is someone connected to Warner, right?
Well, Toby Emmerich, look, Toby Emmerich and Ann Sarnoff have been covering for Amber Heard and Ezra Miller. Why they're covering for Ezra, I don't know. Why they're covering for Amber, the rumor is that she has some shit on Toby Emmerich.
I was about to say that somebody's got some pictures of somebody with a goat or something.
Something's going on. Something is going on. But I do know that Ann Sarnoff was giving her walking orders. Get the fuck out. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Just fucking leave. Toby would have been done the same too, except for he had his contract. But I believe that right now, from everything I'm reading and what I'm hearing from our sources, that we know that a certain guy for AT&T that runs Warner Brothers for him is raging angry. He is really fucking angry, and he wanted Ezra fired the first time. And it's that simple that he is not fired and doing all this damage, so much so that word has come down that they're shelving the Flash movie.
May I say something, please? I didn't want to interrupt you. Come on, people, hit that like button, that thumbs up. We got over 200 people watching, only 20 some odd likes. Come on. It's only 10%. Sorry.
I mean, we got this situation right here, surfaced of Ezra Miller. We get most of our likes from people who review the show, so our numbers change. I'm not too worried about it right now. These are people floating in, probably through Google, because I pay for Google ads.
So, when we talked about this, I guess after the last arrest of his, this is ridiculous. There's another one. I still say Flashpoint, they could probably take what they've already shot and do Flashpoint.
Here's the thing that we're not thinking about. Flash. I was reminded, Dork, just to let you know, I said the same thing, and then I was reminded he plays 2 other characters. He's playing 3 characters in the movie.
Yeah.
Man, they really
that's problematic
down on him. Yeah.
That is.
Flashpoint resets it all. Go ahead, Steve.
Situation will end badly if he doesn't get help soon. Look, I think he's beyond help. I think the stress of this film may have triggered some of this, but the fact is he's a spoiled elitist kid. His daddy was a rich businessman in the entertainment industry.
Does he even self-identify as he? Isn't he one of those like?
He's fluid. He's fluid. Okay. And look, man, I don't want to down him, but the fact is, I still believe that the Swedish had it right in that there was always a concern of a large portion of people that called themselves that were actually suffering from sexual identity dysphoria. It's a mental disorder. So, and now people
don't
want to
say
ignore,
that.
They want to ignore this. Sweden doesn't. Sweden still has one of the strictest surgery programs in the world for doing, trans surgeries. But you have to go through a rigorous process of elimination. And psyche valves.
I had to go through that just to get the weight loss surgery so I could get a new hip.
Bariatric, yeah.
Yeah, when I was 400 pounds, I got the gastric sleeve, and I had to literally do 6 months of like classes and psychiatric visits and all this other I wasn't even chopping my, ding dong off. I was just getting my stomach cut, to 4 ounces, and like, so they should. I mean, if that's not a practice here in America, it should be. I mean, good Lord.
We have somebody from Scotland watching the show, Angela. Hi, Angela.
Or even when I got my vasectomy, I had to do I have 4 kids, and they make you. It's like they do everything they can to talk you out of it, and I had to go through all these hoops for that, and that's not. What's the policy here in America? Do you know?
Here in the U.S., anybody, they'll take your money.
Really? Gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But he adds in the article, they add that the old regime, including Warner Chairman Group Toby Emmerich, does not want to let Ezra go because he's a fucking idiot. We got to get rid of these fucking stupid people and get business running correctly and putting out entertainment that we fucking enjoy. That's not made for 1% of the audience. Courtney, I'm so happy. Thank you for becoming a member. We're going to be starting a new show, and I'm not sure when it is, but it's going to be Monday through Friday. It's going to be me drinking coffee, talking about shit, telling stories. And the fun part of it is I'm probably going to tell some of my fucked up funny stories, that shit that's happened to me. And but thank you for becoming a member. And hopefully you'll enjoy being a member. And my member enjoys. And so, yeah, there we go. And I just said my member. There we go.
So the Mexican Iron Man's thing, what if I don't want taco platter? What if I want a burrito, man? What's up with that?
Hey, you can have either one, man. It's a restaurant. Anyway, Zaslav is reportedly losing his mind. Yes, it is. He was raging. But here's something else that I can't talk about right now because let me go double check. And I can't show you guys this, so I'm going to drop the screen. But I'm going to go check my private messages to see if I've been greenlit yet to talk about the actor that has lost his fucking mind over Ezra Miller and this bullshit that he's caused. So I'm going to Facebook. I'm going to go
while you're looking that up.
Oh, that sounds.
They were able to remove, or go ahead, delete it. I'm sorry.
I said that sounds interesting. We actually have someone in Hollywood who is going to actively speak out against Ezra Miller.
I mean,
man,
why wouldn't they?
No, but I mean, the shitstorm that's going to bring down on them from like these Twitter stands and
why would it be a shit? The dude has clearly got fucking mental or drug issues, something.
Well,
like that dude.
We know that
he's not right in the head.
Nope, I don't have a green light, so I can't tell you what actor it is.
All right, so I'm just gonna guess. This is totally unfounded. Aquaman can't stand Ezra Miller. I'm just there. You heard it here first, folks.
Not from me. I will not confirm that at all.
Oh, that's fine. I was just pulling something out of my ass. I'm sorry.
I will also deny it. But
speaking of pulling things out of my
ass. I'm looking forward to making 2 announcements on the show over the next few days because this is huge news, and heads are going to fucking roll from this. And I'm predicting that Toby Emmerich's 4-year contract is now moot. I predict that his contract is ending sooner than he wanted to, because he was reported as saying that he wouldn't leave. He was going to work out his contract to December, but then he signed a new contract that gave him another 4 years. And I'm telling you, you don't have people like Amber Heard and Ezra Miller and defend them when they're destroying your fucking properties.
Amber
and get to your fucking job.
I know a lot of this was covered this morning on Valkyrie's show, but or not Valkyrie, Loki's show, but Amber Heard is a garbage human, in my opinion. I got no problem saying it. Like the stuff that's coming out, I've been in relationships like that. Oh, hey, baby. Hey, Cece, say hi to everybody. She said hi.
Hi, Cece. Here you go. Here you go.
That's the kind of woman you need, right?
This goes with what you're talking about. Onlookers in shock today as Amber Heard's poop takes the witness stand.
God. Was that a piece of corn? Oh, God.
Yeah, that's corn right there.
You're showing again. Don't do it.
It's right there. See it? The corn?
No.
I'm reminded of the Baby Ruth scene.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm reminded of the Baby Ruth scene from Caddyshack.
Oh,
God.
God.
It's good. It's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of nutty.
Could you put that up again real quickly, Gary? Mr. Fecal, what can you tell us? What can you tell us about the night of the 15th? Well, it was really dark, and then there was light. And
you can tell you're a dad.
Oh, God. You know, for somebody who likes horror movies.
Worst poop ever.
Yes. For somebody who likes horror movies as much as I do, like when it comes to real life stuff like poop or like watching the surgeries on TV and stuff, I lose my shit. I can't handle it. It's just like,
I got to tell you. And before we get into the Amber Heard thing, because I'm really looking forward to hearing what all you guys have to say about that, I'm going to go ahead and show our merch ad. Here it comes. A gay man made that, by the way.
You know,
my buddy Craig.
Didn't your wife make that? Like, you should have shown the other stuff. Like, is it still the
I don't
story
have that. I don't have that. I don't. Like, man, I'm working on 2 comic books right now. I don't have time to do a lot of marketing.
Fair enough. I'm working on like 5 websites right now, so I get it.
Like the commercial, mate. Really good.
Including, yeah, I do too. But that model was a little suspect. Including Gary, please, my God, make some time for me. I need one thing from you to finish.
Yeah, but it's like I go on and you're not there. You go on and I'm not there. So
I know.
I can't help that.
We're like ships passing in the night. I'm sorry.
But hey, Brandon is here. What's up, buddy?
Hey, everybody. I am actually mobile at the moment, so that's why my little avatar is all my small little collection of fun things.
Hey, Brandon, that's fine. Good to see you again, man. And
I see what it is. Okay.
Yeah. And it's just, it's fine. It's already a sausage fest up here. I'm trying to get Purple and Arwen to at least one of them to come on.
It's technically not a sausage fest because they are here.
Yeah, but like, I mean, as far as
I want to comment on and compliment these 2 ladies because I consider them 2 of the smartest ladies going that I enjoy watching when they're talking on any given subject.
Here.
Thank you.
Ah, yes.
That's sweet.
Oh, shut up, Purple. Getting all ego inflated.
Can I get into? Well, I would assume.
Arwen knows I love her because I shit on her all the time.
Oh, he does. He does.
I've never met Arwen in person, but we did this drink along. I think it was like December or January on Steven's channel. And it was the most. It was hilarious.
Oh, hold on!
She got lit.
Yeah, I was.
I didn't realize what that was, Stephen. I want to wait till we have a second. Are we done? Okay, now I'll play it. Me Poo is tripping. There we go. Thank you. I wanted him to play that today.
Not since the OJ trial have people been watching. Like there are live streams. I don't know why. I think I watched one video, and now I get all these recommendations on YouTube for live streams of their trial. And I don't remember anything like that since OJ. Like,
am I cutting out, or is no one hearing me?
I hear you.
I've not heard you now.
I've been trying to butt in for the last 10 minutes, but trying to say something.
Oh, I think you might have been muted, bro. Sorry. Go ahead.
How would I?
Yeah, you were muted.
I have no idea.
No, I was not muted. I wanted to throw down on the Ezra thing because there was two things in the chat. First of all, someone was saying if Ezra is saying that Ezra Miller or GR was saying that Ezra Miller is suffering from a loss in the family and is mentally having a breakdown, then if the company knows this or anyone knows of this, they should be with him, monitoring him, and keeping him out of the public till he's stable to actually deal in public. He should not be going around and abusing substance. He should be talking to someone and get help. B, the fact that this has happened 3 times over the course of a 2-year period relates to violence of a woman. That included with the threats of the KKK on Instagram and other stupid things. It's at the point now where he has no more chances, in my opinion. He is costing the film money.
No, 100%.
You said over how many years? Like this is 2 incidences in like 2 weeks, right? I mean,
if I'm allowed to talk, he also had an incident in Iceland with he choked a woman.
When was that?
Ago. He choked her out, man.
When?
That's like 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, a year ago, I think.
It might have been just a year ago, but time runs by fast.
Seagal, you're muted again. Like, back to your point. Or did we lose him?
Steven.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Did you have any more to add to that?
Oh, I wasn't. I was halfway through, but I'm trying. Yeah. It's going to be affecting sales. It's already affecting movies. Momoa, in my opinion, is already out-tossed turd and doesn't have anything nice to say about her because of what's been going on. And that's already been done with the Depp trial, as well as you can follow through Umbrella Guy or Ricada or Yellow Flash or anyone else. But you can't look at a film in the way Ezra Miller is acting and not seeing how this is having fallout, not just with the cast, but everyone who's been involved with it. And we've seen what's happened with Fantastic Beasts and that failure right now. And the last thing they want is the DC property to fail the same way because of all this crap. Because he's making this person, literally, he is abusing the whole thing that he's gender fluid or whatever the hell pronoun title he wants to use. He's abusing that and using it as a shield to the point that he's getting away scot-free with murder. And he's making the community that's actually trying to work for the rights of that are sane, that just want to live a normal life, they're making them look like psychotics at the same time.
Yeah. Well, he's doing the exact same thing Kevin Spacey tried to do. And it's like, look, man, you don't get to use your alphabet group to protect you from fucking hurting people.
Go ahead.
The other last part of this I wanted to add is the picture I shared, because supposedly I found a rumor, this was like a couple days ago, that there was someone was thinking about something about Sam Claflin replacing him in the scenes. And I have that image because it was up on Instagram and they were showing this. It was also an article, Gary. I have it below.
Hold on, let me get to it.
So I supposedly they're looking at someone like this to replace him. And I don't know if this has been proven, but there's been like hearsays going across the internet.
I'm telling you, like, I hate to keep beating this drum. Flashpoint. I don't care who they're replacing with. It should be pretty easy with Flashpoint. You know what I mean? They can do some CGI crap. They don't even have to shoot another single frame of Ezra Miller, and they could use the storyline that they already have built in with Flashpoint to replace him like that.
The problem is, from what I've heard, Ezra Miller's actually the best part of this Flash film. Unfortunately,
I believe Michael Keaton.
My money's on Michael Keaton's
Michael
part being in there, being the best part, but. Ezra, look, I didn't have a problem with his performance. I thought his run looked really fucking weird.
Yeah,
but
he really did. Yeah, right.
I mean, his run and Steven Seagal, the real one, not you, buddy.
Yeah.
The weirdest, the way his Seagal's hand always like flopped out to the side when he's running, just always looks so weird to me. And then Ezra looks like he's like,
I wonder if that was scarecrow running. I wonder if that was the direction he was given or if that was a creative choice he made.
No, they had to fix it from what I've read.
Yeah.
They had to repair because he's got a fucked up run. And a lot of the way that he was handled in the running scenes was done through CG. They had to fix his run.
Yeah, there is this article. This is where I brought this up because there's some actual articles being going. I think this is the day of his second arrest. I could be mistaken. And we're seeing people. There's an artist on Instagram. That's where I got the photo. Actually, made him look like the Flash.
Who is this? He looks familiar.
This is Sam Claflin.
What's he from? He looks familiar.
Harry Potter.
No, he played one of the characters in the Hunger Games franchise, and he
it's Hunger Games.
Played opposite Emilia Clarke in a soft movie, romantic movie, maybe For You or something like that.
I probably know him from the Hunger Games then, but like he looks very familiar.
He was also the villain in an Australian movie a couple of years ago called The Nightingale.
Oh yeah.
It would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still on. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say, weren't people also pushing for Grant Gustin as well at one point?
I was literally.
Well, the problem there is there's a translation problem between viewership to dollars. That I believe that Warner really did entertain looking at him, but that translation isn't good. Their viewership because of Greg Berlanti has dropped to 500,000. And that doesn't translate to dollars for them.
Fair enough, but then you have the viewers like me who haven't watched it, and like I admitted when we talked about Grant a week ago.
Then you're not even included.
No, but you bring back. It's kind of like with wrestling. They call them the casual wrestling fans. People haven't watched wrestling since the '90s, and then they hear, "Ooh, so and so's coming back," and so they get like a spike in ratings or pay-per-view buys because old people, casual fans, came back to see what was going on. I feel like there's a huge because they used to get over 1 million views, like in their first 2 or 3 years.
Before Berlanti destroyed the
property, and Berlanti has nothing to do with the movie. I don't know.
Let's look at Naomi.
I think Grant.
Let's look at Naomi.
I don't think Grant's going to do it. I agree with Mikey Sutton on this because he and I've talked about it, and I'm like, I just don't see it happening.
So what's Mikey's take on it?
What's going to happen?
They're going to look for somebody like this guy, somebody who's got some popularity. Steven, you're trying to say something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to say is what I think DC is probably going to do, and I guess what it is like if they don't want to spend the money for reshoots and a new actor to be put in, or at least CG'd over.
Well, they're willing to do it right now. I guarantee
they are willing. But if they don't go down that road, the best thing they're going to do is try to squash this, keep it silent, keep Ezra under lock and key out of the public for God knows how long till all these stories die like it did with the choking, and they're going to pray to God it still works. As for Amber, I think she's out and they're looking for a replacement, right? Because not even Momoa wants to deal with her on set or
Amber
anymore.
I'm sorry, I don't want to. Are you done? So I
don't
want to. Okay, sorry. I agree with that. I think Amber Heard is going to get the Kevin Spacey treatment from that one movie with Christopher Plummer. I think she's going to be gone, especially if when she loses this case. Ezra Miller, even though I don't like him and I'd love for them to do that, it would be cheaper and make more sense and be more in line with the comics. I hate to keep eating that drum, but Flashpoint, just like don't shoot another single second with him. Do some kind of take some shot you already have, do some CGI crap, and then it's the new actor. Because that's how Flashpoint works. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No, but I agree with you, Fat Steven.
I think my God.
They should just take down. They are delaying the movie now because of this Ezra Miller thing, and they are hoping for him to just keep in the quiet and hope that everyone forgets about this by the time that the movie releases.
They want him back in the closet. That's what I thought you were going to say. Hold on, I've got a $1.99 super chat. Salty says, make Ezra Miller and Amber Flash. Problem solved.
Oh no, he just leave a lightning streak of turd.
For that one, you get the very special Salty. This is just for you.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
There you go.
And I want to say sorry to Dark Knight. It wasn't implying you were a stalker. My apologies.
What the hell? That was from like an hour ago.
That was an hour ago.
Yeah,
like, what?
I'm in a DeLorean, okay? This show goes in and out just like my jokes.
Hey, look, first of all, if you never been with a Latina, like if she even thought I was halfway trying to flirt with anybody in here, she'd be beating me on screen.
I've dated Latinas.
She'd be throwing her chanclas at me.
They're like, why are you looking at her? You think she's pretty? And I'm like,
right.
No, not at all. That's an ugly bitch right there.
Can we talk about also like love and blunder for God's sakes too? Like that's the whole thing though. Like,
guys, hold on, just one sec. There was one thing I did want to make mention that was touched on, but I don't think was expounded upon. Is the question: Why does Hollywood keep circling the wagons around people who are clearly problematic? All you have to look at is Weinstein, and the answer to that is because they believe they can still make money with them. As much as
there's another thing here, buddy. I brought it up before that the rumors that are coming out that the protection that those two have gotten is for different reasons. Amber in particular is because it's believed, the rumor, that she has damning evidence against Toby Emmerich.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Now, Ezra, I don't know, but I know it's idiotic to keep supporting somebody who's doing damage to your property.
They both have to have something. I joke about pictures of the goats, but there's got to be something. I mean,
there might be something. But let's look at also as the grand scale, the way the last 2 years have gone, especially because it's been hyper focused and hyperbolic and everything, is the fact that companies are terrified of cancel culture. Meanwhile, they're doing cancel culture to themselves, but the whole way they're checking off an agenda checklist and making these pronouns not only protected, but to get away with murder. It does. It's like the movie The Blob. It just keeps eating and eating and eating.
And it eats a lot of itself all the time. You look at the shit that just went down over the First Lady's movie.
Pizza Hut. Right
with what's her name that plays Amanda Waller. She plays Michelle Obama.
Viola Davis.
Because she did the lip thing that Michelle Obama is known for, the left was attacking her own fucking party. And I'm talking about not Democrats. These are leftists that do this shit.
I call them libtards.
People need to stop connecting liberals and leftists with Democrats because they're different animals. Keith is an absolute blue dog Democrat, man. That's why he hates the woke. He hates the far left. But I want to, for Salty, here's your other video.
I'd buy that for $1.
I love it. I'll randomly say that at like a bar, and at least one person gets the reference. They're like, "Oh,
yeah." I use it all the time too. It's just one of those things. Here we go. This is what I was talking about earlier with Thor, with the female Thor. Is that in the comic books, Beta Ray Bill is the one who took Milner from her.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And she gets cancer and dies in the comic book.
Yes.
But now rumors are coming out that
she had
is edited out of the movie.
Sorry.
And this is by Joy Lynn. And she's really, I think, the third best writer working for Mikey right now. She's really good.
When did this come out? Because I just read the other day that there was a rumored Beta Ray Bill appearance in the movie.
Right here. Came out on the 20th.
Okay.
Did Marvel Studios edit out? Because this is a question. This is
edit
a rumor
out.
that's coming out. The question is, did they? We don't know right now.
Okay.
Taika Waititi has a comedy problem. And he has a tendency of lacking any kind of reverence. People go, well, he's irreverent. I'm like, no, he goes beyond irreverent. He lacks any reverence. Even something irreverent has some sort of reverence to it, especially to source material. And he has a problem with that. I mean, you look at Planet Hulk, became Ragnarok, and Ragnarok lacks everything that Planet Hulk had. And it borrowed from it extensively. And it took one of its best fucking characters and shit all over him, Korg. I love that character in the comic.
What I would like to see is actually Marvel go, like, don't do the stupid comedic shit. I don't care what the director's niche is. Get rid of it. I want to see a bunch of directors going at, let's say, the intro to the 90s X-Men and take a scene out of that and use actual actors and do it play by play. No niche, no nothing. And the ones that do the best at it, then you know who is actually paying attention to everything. And that's where you have your foundation. Because if you can't find one Favreau to continue the legacy, guess what? Start breeding new Favreaus. Because it's at the point where we don't need it. We want to be entertained. That's what Zaslav is so brilliant. He's there to say, I want to entertain.
Amen. Amen.
This is Korg, by the way.
Yes.
Who is just a silly character now.
Do we have any insight on whether or not they're going to be following the storyline where, because what happened was she gets she being Jane Foster before she becomes Lady Thor or whatever you want to call her, has breast cancer, and then every time she uses, and then she through that experience she becomes worthy and becomes a new Thor. But every time she becomes Thor, every time she calls upon the power of Mjolnir, it makes her cancer worse. And then by the end of it, anyway, I actually love the storyline. Are they going to stick with that? Do we have any info?
That's the problem, because once again, you're talking about source material, and fucking someone called him Titty the other day to just crack me up. You know,
woke Titty.
The reason why woke Titty.
Woke Titty.
And the fact is, he lives an alternative lifestyle. People don't know that he lives an alternative lifestyle, and he's woke as fuck. And the only way he does a really good job is when he's managed. And I think that when he's managed, he does a good job. But when he's left to his own devices, he ends up accidentally or inadvertently shitting on things because he lacks reverence to anything. He doesn't love the material the way fans do. And the audience predominantly is still fans.
So
I don't like him, man. You know, I think that he's an asshole, and many people praise him as a director and everything, you know. But I think that he's as much an asshole, you know, as a human being as he is a director, because he only knows how to insert idiotic humor sometimes. And you know what?
That's the reverence I'm talking about, or lack thereof.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with the character as well. With Thor, Thor is not intrinsically a funny character. When Kenneth Branagh directed the first Thor movie, it was very Shakespearean almost with the characters. It was very serious.
Well, there were still little moments.
Then they saw Ghostbusters 2016, and everybody's like, "We need to get him more comedy."
So, can I ask a question?
And you know what? I that's what I wanted to get at with what Purple said. You know, Thor was more of this, you know, dramatic character, like what with a little bit more seriousness and all that. And Ragnarok, many people praise Ragnarok. And it's just a shite movie, you know. I mean,
that's what I was going to ask.
On its head, you know, and that's what we're going to see here in this other movie also. You know, we're going to see
it's the same
continuation.
Lack of reverence. Yeah,
exactly.
What do you want to ask that, Dork? Hold on.
So we just
Sorry.
you know, we met relatively recently, like long after Ragnarok came out, and I don't know. I'm starting to get. Vikings, I'm starting to extrapolate how you guys feel, and I got no problem, you know, agreeing to disagree. But what was the general take from the panel on Ragnarok? I guess you guys didn't like it. I mean,
I thought it was fine.
I laughed at it. I had a good time. I went there with Deanna, but the fact is, I walked away from it knowing that the director didn't give two shits about the characters.
Yeah.
You should not feel when you walk away from a film that the director didn't care about something. You shouldn't feel that way. And I got the distinct feeling he didn't care about the characters from the original comic book. He didn't care about the original story that it was based on. He was just looking every opportunity to be cheeky. And it's like, I got a problem with that.
I'll ruin your mythos in a minute. That's his words. That's what he said. Yeah.
What did he say, Purple? I'm sorry, I missed that first part.
Oh, it's a direct quote from the director. He said, "I will ruin your mythos in a minute, baby." He does not care.
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, the best way to scale this, it coming from I guess from my opinion or my perspective, is go through all the Marvel films that you can remember, and then watch. Then you put them in a list. How many times can I rewatch this and still enjoy it, and how many times have I not rewatched something? And then you put it in how many. Then you put it in a scale. And then you can see how the death of Marvel films and the rewatchability of entertaining you has fallen. And that's where you can see where it started dying off, where the directors have changed, and where woke titties has actually started becoming irrelevant to the point. It's the same with the Rian Johnson thing. It's the ego. It's the ego over the content.
This makes for a very fascinating question because, like, I don't know, Gary, if you might do this, but because a lot of my work is artistic or graphic design or in Photoshop or whatever, I'll have something. I can't have a movie on I've never seen, so I'll have something playing in the background I've seen a million times, like one of those. And it sounds like you're talking like what's your go-to Marvel movie that you could just have on repeat and be cool with? Because that's kind of what you're talking about. And I find the answer to that fascinating from everybody.
Well, Winter definitely. Winter Soldier.
That's okay. That's
mine. A go-to as well as really the first Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Winter Soldier to this day, I don't know why, is my favorite Marvel movie. It really is.
It really paid homage to the comics.
Yeah, it was so good.
And this is what fans want.
And I just watched it the other day.
To see a film that pays homage to what they love.
Yes.
And when you've got guys like Ryan Johnson and Taika Waititi out there being unmanaged or managed by people who don't give a fuck.
Don't you mean Taika Waititi?
Yeah, Waititi. By the way, when I was in the Army, we had a drill sergeant named Meratiti. And I love this guy. He was the fucking Hulk at about 5'11", and had gigantic man boobs. And through his BDU uniform, he would bounce them. And his nickname was Drill Sergeant Titty. And it was a perfect nickname for that guy. I love that guy too. I used to fuck with him all the time because he was former Marine DI.
Can I answer?
I would hold on. I'm still talking.
My apologies. I'm sorry.
And I would get called out to do cadence, and because everybody got a chance that were leaders, we would get pulled out to do cadence. And whenever I did cadence, just for him, I would do Marine cadence, and he just thought that was a hoot. I would sit there and do the because Marines don't know how to talk when they do.
I would like to answer Dorothy.
But now you go ahead, bud.
Question. My apologies for interrupting, because you have I love the way you talk, but you can never tell when the sentence is restarting again. So I get confused. I'm blonde. But Dark Knight, my answer is honestly both Garfield Spider-Mans, Iron Man, Winter Soldier, and if I really want to go cheesy, the first Captain America film that was on TV. Remember that one?
I'm afraid you just triggered Arwen.
I actually met him at an event here in Vegas. The Captain America, the director of that movie, and it was it was very embarrassing because I guess he didn't realize like the point of this. It was when I worked with Maximum Comics. This is probably like 2010, and the point of this movie night was like kind of for people to come and roast the movie. Like we were encouraged to talk during it and be like Mystery Science Theater 3000. And it was always a lot of fun. So we would pick like bad movies, and the director did not understand that or get the memo. And he actually came and to the thing, and it was very awkward. It was very, very awkward.
But it wasn't a bad movie to me. When I first saw that, I honestly enjoyed it because that was like Red Skull, Captain America in a castle on TV. We don't usually get that. That's in real form. It's
no, for sure. But when you're comparing it to like, this was like I said was 2010, to like 1980 or whatever. It's very comical, unintentionally comical. You know what I mean?
I still think, though, I would love to see a series or some type of anthology with the Challengers of Unknown in an X-Files 18 format. And every season you can focus on different team members of the Challengers Unknown, and that way it gives a wide range. And what you do is the same thing you did with Star Wars Visions. Different studios, different directors, and you have fun with it. And we're not getting that anymore.
You know what I would like to see?
Over there.
I think that Viking and Purple might appreciate this. I would love to see a Dan Dare movie.
Ooh, yes.
I am a big Dan Dare fan. I read the comics when I lived over in the UK, and some of that shit was scary as fuck. The Alien Invasion one with the slug aliens, that freaked me out when they're trying to get away from them. They're going underneath the doors, and I'm like, as a kid, I was like freaked out by
I don't think I got the Purple or Arwen's answer to my question because I was hoping the whole panel could go around. I don't think we got the ladies.
Well, you know what they say: wish in one hand, shit in the other.
This service announcer is brought to you by Amber Turd. You're not shitting in your hand; you're shitting in your bed.
Or you're on the stand. You set yourself up for that, buddy.
No, I did. No, if Amber Heard wins this case, I swear to God, there's no justice.
She's not going to win this case.
She better not.
There's no fucking way. But here you go. I'm going to show you this. Dan Dare was this kick-ass comic from the UK that I just wish we could get here in the States.
Yes, it was Eagle Comics, wasn't it, if I remember?
And I fucking loved this comic. And I remember in London, I got one of those fold-out posters magazines. And that thing, every hotel or what do you call them, B&Bs that I stayed in, I'd hang it up on the wall next to my bed so I could have something. Dan Dare is fucking awesome. I don't know if he's still going over there.
I don't think he is. No, I don't think he is, if I remember correctly.
That's sad.
Is that D-A-R-E?
Yeah, it's Dan Dare, D-A-R-E.
Because I did that when I got anime for some reason.
And every once in a while, you can find copies on Amazon, but it's usually Amazon UK where you find it.
I don't talk about the Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Look, it's fun. There's my favorite part of that film is the scene where the Japanese Yakuza lady is like chewing out the Italian mobster, going, hold on, I got to remember how she says it. She's like, when your people were still fucking sheep, we had organized an entire nation. And I'm like, fuck, that's insulting.
Dancing
those are the
a good
kind of
one.
pictures Ezra Miller has.
Yeah, but Dolph Lundgren is a good one. I still love him as He-Man. I don't care what people say. I still love that He-Man.
Here's the thing. What was that movie he was in with Brandon Lee?
Big Trouble in Little Little Tokyo.
Was it Trouble in Tokyo?
Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Showdown, something like that.
Showdown in Little Tokyo.
So when there's that scene where Brandon Lee actually takes a beat and goes, by the way, you've got the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man in my life. Like, that's a literal line from the movie. I was just like, I can't even with this.
Yeah.
Did
that was a weird moment.
Yeah, you remember that, right? That was crazy to me. And wasn't that like, and then he did the crow and died. That was a shame. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I just thought that
killed.
Guys, if you wouldn't allow, sorry, mate. I just wanted
go
to
ahead,
answer.
Viking.
Thank you, mate. I just wanted to answer Gary's question because I couldn't open the microphone when he asked it. But Dan, there is not still going, mate. It's only through mail. It's part of an anthology magazine, and it's only through mail. You order it.
I loved their books, man. I used to get the little tiny black and white comic books, trade paperbacks.
Yeah,
God, man, that's the one with the leeches from outer space. That scared the shit out of me. I had to put the book down, going, okay, I gotta stop reading.
I just came to a realization quickly. Do you realize that Marvel, the latest Marvel films, when you start seeing more comedy in it, they're all trying to be a light version of Tropic Thunder, and they're failing miserably?
I don't
like
see
it's
that.
an action film with comedic parts, but their comedic parts take them out of the action film.
I feel that, mate. One of the things that
Robert Downey's in it too.
One of the things that got me into disliking Ragnarok was that the seriousness of the drama and trauma of losing his home was not really there, thanks to all the jokes, for example.
Well, that's the problem. This goes to what I've said about 2016 and why it failed.
Yeah.
Because the original Ghostbusters, when you look at it structurally, it is a straightforward sci-fi horror film.
Yeah.
Or sci-fi film with horror elements.
With a little comedy
what
sprinkled in.
makes it funny isn't bits, but how people react and what they say to things.
Yeah.
Like Bill Murray, like they go up.
Yeah, it's sarcasm. It's personal humor. It's only funny because that person made it funny. It's not funny because it was written that way.
Yeah,
and that's the problem with 2016's film is it's a series of gags.
Well, there's
and
lot
when you
more
start
wrong
writing
with
gags is when you start to misunderstand how to tell a story. And Ragnarok is a bunch of gags, not all the time, but it's got gag after gag in it. It really is annoying.
Well, they tried to emulate Guardians of the Galaxy, didn't they? Because that was such a big hit, and that was such a diversion.
And that pissed a lot of fans off too.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the original comic, so I have no skin in the game on that one.
For what, Guardians?
I understood that original fans of Guardians of the Galaxy were pissed at the way that Star-Lord was represented. I get all their arguments.
I've worked with comic book shops for almost 2 decades, and I'm not ashamed to admit, until that movie came out and I started doing research, I never heard of the. I mean, if I heard of them, I didn't remember hearing about the Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I mean? But back to the Ragnarok real quick, because I might have to rewatch it, because like when it first came out, I used to do reviews for Cosmic Comics, and I did a review for Ragnarok, and I remember basically blowing that movie. I loved it. So like, I'm fascinated like about the things, because like I do get the Planet Hulk stuff, but I always feel like they could still do Planet Hulk. The problem is the rights issues, because I love the Planet Hulk story.
Well, the animated film is pretty good.
Yeah.
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 But
Well, you do so much more with animation.
answering Fat Stevens' question, yeah, I feel that that's when it went downhill, mate. Because we had Guardians of the Galaxy being a joke or humorous.
Well,
and then we
I
had
want
Thor
to. I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to add that he's another director who has trouble with reverence.
Oh yeah, James Gunn, yeah. And then we had Thor Ragnarok do the same thing, and I saw bits of Doctor Strange doing the same thing, and
Ant-Man
from there
also.
on, sorry,
Ant-Man also. Yep.
Ant-Man as well. So we have had this going on, for a while now, and I feel that it's just a bunch of jokes with some,
I will
some
say
decent
this though, in
mediocre.
defense of Ant-Man, Ant-Man was funny because of the actor.
Dude, so yeah, I remember. I think out of all these movies we're talking about, Ant-Man came out before all the other ones, right? Didn't Ant-Man come out before Guardians and before? I know it came out before Ragnarok. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody in the chat? But my point is, I remember being at a free comic book day at Cheeseboy Comics, and we were talking about how we thought Ant-Man was going to be Marvel's first flop. I mean, we were all convinced of it. We're like, how are they going to do an Ant-Man movie? This is ridiculous. And but dude, that movie was so good. And in what's that guy? The Michael Pena's character was like, that was gold, man. Like the comedy in that movie, in my opinion, was done right. It was like a comedic heist.
Well, it wasn't done as gags. Instead, it was once again the way the actors react to things.
Yeah. And I love that, like when they were syncing up his voice to the other actor, that shit was hilarious, man.
I thoroughly enjoyed it myself.
Yeah.
But Viking, did you finish your point?
I just wanted to end with we have a series of gags and jokes, and then we have a little bit of action inserted there, and some mediocre to decent CGI, and that's it. That's what makes a Marvel movie, mate. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that at all. And I understood most of what you said.
Thank you.
I didn't. You didn't put the subtitles.
They need of a dictionary, mate. That's good.
I need a translator. My Google Glasses aren't working.
Google Glasses.
Can I toss something in here about Guardians of the Galaxy versus Ragnarok? And again, I'm not for Guardians. I'm not coming from a comic book background either. With that, like Dork said, I'd never even really heard of them before the movie, and so I thinking about movies that you watch over and over as a barometer of what you really enjoy. I really enjoyed the Guardians movies because of the it was a good blend of the comedy with the writing and the acting and the response of the actors. What bugged me about Ragnarok is you've already had previous Thor movies where, as Purple said, it was almost this Shakespearean take
where it's on
him and the Asgardians.
Well, I mean, look who they got to direct it.
Right,
they got a Shakespearean actor.
Yeah, and then you've got Ragnarok, where it's just a series of yucks, and it almost becomes verbal slapstick. Plus, there was some casting that annoyed the hell out of me. So that is what.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum was enjoyable in it, but the fact was he was not the best person for that part.
Excuse you, whoever that was.
Pardon me.
So that's why I didn't enjoy it.
Arwen,
sorry. We got some on me.
What? Yes. Yes.
I love you guys. I really want to know, like, what's your rewatch? Like, what Marvel movie is the one that you could just have on the background all the time? Like,
Guardian for one. Iron Man. I did enjoy Winter Soldier. I did enjoy Captain America.
You broke up. What was the first one you said? Guardians. The first Guardians.
Guardians. First Guardians. Of course, Iron Man, Winter Soldier, Captain America, and I did actually enjoy Civil War.
Okay.
I did enjoy that movie. I find that I've put that on probably more than a lot of the others. I don't know. I just like the way the characters interact together. Again, I'm not coming from a huge comic background, but there's a couple of scenes in there that just blow my ass away. And there was enough comic elements that did not make it a comedic movie.
So the cool thing about Civil War, because back in like kind of my nerd community out here in the comics, we were like, how are they going to do this? Because they don't have the rights to the X-Men. Because the whole are you guys familiar with how Civil War was started in the comic books?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, that involved mutants, which they didn't have the rights to. So we were like, how are they going to do it? And I really loved how they made it a personal story of the Winter Soldier and Cap knowing. And that's why I think this has always been my theory. Captain America, when he nudged that in Age of Ultron, when he almost picked up Mjolnir, and then in Endgame, when he finally was able to summon Mjolnir, what changed between that? The fact that he came clean to Tony about knowing his best friend killed Tony's parents. And I think that's what ended up ultimately making him worthy. It was like that was the only skeleton he had in his closet. And I don't know. To me, I love that whole Phase 4 sucks, man. But like 1 through 3 was so beautifully well done. You know, I can.
It was it was loosely but well planned out. Now I'm going to post this real quick. I am a fan of this film too. I saw that one of our friends, I think it was Danzig, that said something about it. I liked the first Hulk too. Before this,
with the Ang Lee one.
It had it lost me when they started doing comic panels within the movie. And
really? I actually like that. I thought that was because you never saw that.
Absolutely,
before.
It removed me from the film. I was in the movie, and then all of a sudden you're watching a comic book, and it's like, no, that is bad filmmaking.
Oh wow,
that is absolutely whether you like it or not.
We'll have to talk about it because actually that was one
fact. I'm just getting this ends right here. That is bad filmmaking when you do that. You cannot remove your audience from the movie and expect it to be called good filmmaking. And I'm a big Woo fan. I'm a big
it drew me in because I remember that was the first time I saw a comic book movie that used the comic. Wow. Yeah, no, I actually really dug that because that was what was that?
You were like 1 in a million. There were a million people who completely opposed.
My mom tells me I'm 1 in a million all the time. That's why I was struck by lightning. So it's all good.
I was killed out when I saw mutant poodles. I'm like, poodles? Really? My grandfather owned 2 twin poodles. They're not that threatening. What do you do? Hit me with an atomic push or a pushy hair? Can you just picture this? Picture Hulk sitting down with 2 atomic poodles, trimming the hair, going, "Oh, blood, pretty."
Oh, Soul Assassin. I know what you're talking about. I've seen them.
Closing their hair.
The thing is, we're in a generation where we're not going to get things like C-Lab, Aquatween, Hunger Force, Archer, and stuff
I'm
like
a fan of the original show, C-Lab 2020.
Yeah.
But I love the comedy too. But the comedy is absolutely irreverent. It shits all over the original show. But with that, you can kind of get away with it. Because how many people are fans of that show? Not very many. There are more fans of C-Lab 2021 than of 2020.
And honestly, Captain Murphy, the voice actor, God rest his soul, you will never get someone like him. He was like the Robin Williams for C-Lab.
Well, he's like, we still have the actor who did Space Ghost.
Yeah.
And or Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Space
Ghost. Gary, the original actor's dead, Gary Owen.
Gary, pretty much remember this one. Remember the whole thing with like, are you breaking all the flashlights? There could be only one. And he's destroying everything. It's destroying the outside of C-Lab for the whole episode in the dark. Are you talking to me? And then all of a sudden the light comes on for a quick second. He's like pure like face paint, body paint, like Lord of the Flies. And he just smacks the generator because he's terrified of flashlights because they'll steal your soul. You can't get like stuff like that. And that's where comedy is. They don't do that in Marvel.
And this is, by the way, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is that with the Eric Bana film, The Hulk, that was where we had the introduction of the first version of what's his name, the general.
Ross.
Yeah, General Ross, played by Sam Elliott.
Yes.
And I've said time and time again, knowing that we were going to lose, because he'd been suffering from cancer for a while. And now that he's gone, we could easily replace him with the Sam Elliott character while we still have Sam Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we could. I've heard most of that. Sorry, Cece informed me I'm being too loud, so I've got to quiet down.
Oh, Cece. She's going to smack the shit out of you one day on camera.
If I start talking sultry and low, that's why.
Hey, guys, shall we have a poll as to, a bet, like how long it'll take before she smacks him on camera?
On camera? She's already shaved me on camera.
I know. That's one of my favorite episodes when we shaved you on camera.
Now he's getting yelled at for.
I am. No, you're right. She said, "Hey, tell them it's because I have a virtual interview, not because I'm being an asshole." So I did that, baby.
Wait! You know she had a virtual interview, and you're being.
I
really
did not know
loud?
this.
That's
I
so
thought she was.
inconsiderate.
I thought she was leaving. She told me she had an interview. I thought she was leaving. I didn't know she had it like virtually
in the house.
Yep.
Not selective listening.
Thank
Trust me.
Hi.
I love you, CC. I love you so much.
We all love you.
I love you.
Hi,
so
CC.
much.
Hey,
sleep on my
Kylock,
couch.
I want to let you know that is exactly what I've been talking about. That with the introduction of the multiverse,
Yes.
this is an opportunity to bring in Elliot's version of Ross. And I would love to see that. I'd also like to see Betty Ross from that film be brought in.
You'd say Betty White.
Because that one was Jennifer Connelly.
Yes, but Jennifer Connelly was the voice of Friday, wasn't she?
Yes.
I don't know.
She's one of the Iron Man
Yeah.
AI's voices. I think
In the Homecoming movie. In the Homecoming
Oh.
movie, she voiced Friday.
Yeah.
I
No,
didn't
but she
know
was
that.
called
That's
Karen,
so
I think.
cool.
She's married to Paul Bettany in real life. So yeah.
That lucky son of a bitch.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right?
I fell in love with her when
I've
I
had
was
a
kid.
thing for her since I was
Labyrinth.
young. I remember going to see her in Labyrinth going,
Yeah.
okay, I like her.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Do you
like,
guys
oh,
want to
I'm going
know?
to stalk her.
she helped me start puberty. So appreciate
When
it.
I
you guys
found out
wanna
that
know-
they had to wrap her boobs down for Labyrinth, I was like, when am I going to get to see them? That's all I could think. It's like, oh. And then, of course, the movie she made before that, it was a horror film. In that film, you can actually see her chest size.
So Kylock, I've talked about Red Hulk before, and I really was hoping, unfortunately, Hurt has passed, but if they do what Gary's talking about and get Sam Elliott, he'd be an equally bitch in Red Hulk, because Red Hulk is General Ross. For
Quickly,
those who don't know,
sorry, quickly. I just deleted was trying to talk. We all over talked.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't hear you, buddy. Go ahead.
I said we.
Oh, Polly's here, by the way.
Hey, Polly.
Hi,
Hey,
Polly.
Polly.
Come
Saw
on,
your
Steven.
review on Northman last night. It was cool.
Did you read my review?
Steve, deleted.
Deleted. You're up, bro.
Oh, he's muted.
No, I'm good. Go ahead. I'm good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on. I just virtue signaled for you. What the hell, man?
Me too, on the private chat.
Well, now I feel like an asshole, man, because it's probably my fault, because you usually
No. We
Always
is not
operate under the
singular.
assumption that it is, mate.
Wait a minute. No.
Fair enough.
Dork should always feel like an asshole. Don't fucking
Okay, you're an asshole.
make him feel better. Fucking talking loud when his wife's got an interview.
Gary, what you need to do is modify an overlay that gives all of us gold stars, and he has none.
Let's see. I'm trying to find my review because I don't know if you even read my review.
No, I didn't.
It was very short and to the point, because I've got a problem with Twitter. They don't allow too many words.
Did anybody else have a soft spot for the Ghost Rider movies, or was that just me?
They're okay. And I'm not kidding. They were okay. I didn't really like them. I didn't dislike them. They were just okay. There was something to go see with my friends.
I liked them, I gotta admit.
So Gary, it sounds like you're a little butthurt because I didn't read your review. I didn't read Polly's review. He did a live thing.
I'm not
as soon as he got out
butthurt.
of the
No,
theater.
buddy, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I don't
All
care.
right.
I don't fucking want you reading anything of mine, you shit.
I wake up in like the middle of the night sometimes, and I'm a very unhealthy.
CC is gonna smack him.
No, I just thought I'd share it with you. I wrote very simply, a modern masterpiece. The Northman is an unyielding, hard-hearted, brutal story about family, loyalty, honor, love, betrayal, and revenge. Based on the legend of Amieth, which is also spelled and pronounced different ways, but that's the version that I've read. The same inspiration of Shakespeare's Hamlet. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I do consider it a modern masterpiece.
Awesome, Mom. If you're still in the chat, without spoiling anything, say if you agree with that.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Hold on a second. For Polly. For Polly. This is for you. I am gay for Polly.
That's awesome. I want to answer Purple's question, and honestly, I love Ghost Rider because I got into it through the Midnight Suns. If everyone remembers the Midnight Sun comics, it had like those all black covers with the textures before it opened. I still have those.
Mhm.
Did you ever read the
And-
Fantastic Four version with Ghost Rider as one of the members? It was
Not
like
at all.
I've never
but
seen
when
it.
I didn't. Nicolas Cage in the Ghost Rider, the animations threw me off. Something didn't feel like Ghost Rider in it, and maybe I was just being too critical. But when I expect Ghost Rider, and even a CW or Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the same thing. Ghost Rider is supposed to be something that strikes fear. It's like Spawn. It's in the same category, and I don't think the Nick Cage movies delivered that. It was like I was watching a Hell's Angel getting possessed by a demon, talking about a flaming horse he saw yesterday.
That's because Ghost Rider should have been rated R. It really, like, let's be real. Like,
What they need is a Midnight Suns.
one of the Marvel Knights or Midnight Suns. I can't believe it was Hulk, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and one other. Because my mom might remember this because I started to draw it on my wall when I was a kid because it was like one of my favorite covers. Because it was Gray Hulk. Anyway, I'll have to look it up.
Aren't we supposed to be getting the Midnight Suns as a TV show? Because we've got
Video
Blade
game.
Video game, is it? Because they were talking about with Werewolf by Night and Blade is coming. And
it's a game being handled by the same studio who did XCOM and XCOM 2. So it's going to be a turn-based game of Midnight Suns, and you can actually look it up. It's kind of like the futuristic animation, like the futuristic kind of costume. So it's kind of hit or miss.
So
but
you mean it's like a Telltale game? Is it like a Telltale game?
No, look up XCOM and you'll understand. It's a turn-based strategy game in general. But what I'm trying to do right here, because I don't get many times to piss off.
XCOM 2 is that good enough?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I'm gonna quickly get him going without doxing myself.
Hey, you lot.
Hey, did you hear that Script Doctor had a screen pop up that tried to make his camera go live during a show?
Really?
Yeah, he had to leave and come back in.
Gee.
And it scared the shit out of him because he thought somebody might be trying to dox him. Let me enlarge it. There you go. That's how you make Fat Steven
Spirits of Vengeance, baby. The glare is killing me, dude. Take it. Oh, you probably don't want to take it out. I can't.
I have not taken out of this thing in like 15 years. You're not getting me to take it out.
No, fair enough.
That happen.
Yeah. Like,
hey, I wanted to share with everybody Ron Perlman's latest post going to Vladimir Putin. For some reason, he thinks this was the smart thing to do.
Jesus Christ, is that real then, mate?
What is with celebrities and poopers? What is this shit?
Or dumpers.
Was that it? Is he just trying to be funny?
No.
Look, man,
He
along with a lot of actors who I love to watch on screen, are fucking out of their minds. Yep. They really are. They're people that should have publicists shutting them the fuck up.
Oh, like that Mel Gibson clip with when he was doing the interview.
Yeah, and then publicists come.
Yeah, I love that. It's like one guy got it. He understood. Hire a publicist, Mel Gibson.
Yeah, no, same purple, same Latino. Like,
what do you think?
This morning.
What is that guy's name? I can't think of his name. He's one of the interviewers there on Fox. He's like, so what did you think about the slap? It wasn't him. It was Waters.
Kennedy?
Waters.
Okay, sorry about that.
And Waters is like, so what did you think of that situation with Will at the Oscars? Because the camera went on him, went to Mel Gibson, who was a little bit like, what the fuck is going on here? And I love the fact that you then hear a woman's voice go, this interview is over. We want to thank you for having us. And Mel is on camera with his head back down, pointing at the camera, going,
He's laughing
like that because he's losing it because she cut him off, so he couldn't fuck himself.
But Gary, you guys have seen the new outfits for the crew of Strange Bedfellows, right? Because I got the exclusive right now. As soon as Gary shares it, but yes, we do have new footage of the new outfits coming to Starfleet, and there it is.
Oh my God.
With the ball ahead also? Is that included as well? Yeah.
So Jack Murphy will be playing Scotty the engineer, and he will not be fixing dilithium crystals. He'll just be screeching at them until they start glowing.
I am not entertained by this.
It's nice to see Capes back though.
I did want to try to. I did want to try to keep us like, man, it's crazy when I'm sober. I did want to try to keep us on track and bring it back to the whole like social media and publicists and that whole thing. And I wanted to get deleted scenes, Steve's take on Ron Perlman's stuff, because I'd be fascinated to hear your take on that, sir.
Ron Perlman. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where do I start with Ron Perlman?
Shitting on him.
Listen, I started out being a big fan of the guy. I thought that he was kind of like the Lon Chaney of our time. I mean, if you go back to his earlier career, he did a lot of roles that always required a lot of makeup. I'm talking Beauty and the Beast, Quest for Fire, Name of the Rose,
Hellboy.
Hellboy. I saw him as this generation's Lon Chaney. I was a huge fan until recently, and it's like he's like the rest of Hollywood. The TDS got him. He sees Yahtzees everywhere.
The what got him? I missed that. I'm sorry.
The
Trump
TDS,
derangement syndrome.
Trump derangement syndrome.
Okay.
That afflicted so much of Hollywood, and it's like now, this is my problem. Ron Perlman's just a symptom of a much bigger problem. These people think they are revolutionaries fighting Yahtzees. That's their problem.
Is that Tom?
No, it's another Midnight Edge After Dark.
Okay, sorry.
I am the TDS.
Now, but while wait till delete is done.
I am the TDS. Oh my god, that's good.
I'm gonna wait till deleted is done, because I actually think this is great, and this attaches to our Marvel thing, because there's some people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, and you see, Ron Perlman eats great actor. I'm not shitting on his acting. I think he's great when he has a script in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you're right. It's like these people need handlers next to him going, no, look, shut up. Now Hollywood.
Yeah, because you got to think about it.
The
people that he's talking shit about, because he's talking about people, not just the politicians. He shits all over people who voted for Trump, and I'm like going, that's a large number of fucking people. Those are paying audience members.
I've always had
shit that you make.
I'll put a pin in this for later, but I have a Trump theory with Hollywood stars that I'd love to share with you later. I don't want to interrupt right now.
I will say this about Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman, I think, was probably nominated the guy who needed the least amount of special effects makeup to look like a fucking monster when he was in high school.
Right? No, like
the guy looks like a fucking ape. Dude, they hardly did anything to him.
My mom used to say this all the time, because he was in that series Beauty and the Beast, and I guess that was the first time she saw him. And then when she saw him out of makeup, and Mom, I hope you can confirm this. I hope you're still in the chat. She said, "Wow, he looked better as the Beast."
Oh my God, he did. Hell yes, he did.
All they did is they put the lip thing on him, the eyebrows and the hair.
That flowing hair. Oh my God.
They did. They made him look a little bit like a cat in the face, and that was the nose and lip. And then,
I remember.
He's just so fucking ugly.
I remember my mom being so heartbroken when she saw what he looked like in real life.
Yes.
Oh no, there she goes. She says totally.
Right, Tom. I totally agree with you, dude. But look, man, I've always been a fan of Ron Perlman. Before anybody knew who the fuck he was, I had bought his reading of Shakespeare's sonnets, and it was just beautiful.
He's got a great voice. Great voice.
His also reading of Shakespeare is spot on. And even though he does not do iambic pentameter the way the traditional English does, he still did it correctly. And it's one of the best audio books I ever got was William Shakespeare's sonnets read by Ron Perlman. I think the only good audio book past that I've ever bought was with the actor who played Salieri in Amadeus. Did a reading of Interview with the Vampire. Yeah, F. Murray Abraham.
F. Murray Abraham, who's the voice? Can you pull that back up? Who's also the voice? In
Moon Knight. Yeah,
Moon Knight. Thank you. So Sox bulletins, just to address what you said earlier. Yeah. Here's the thing. You know who else said that and didn't move to Canada? I hope I don't get you demonetized. Alec Baldwin, and I wish he had, because he ended up shooting somebody.
You don't want him. What the hell?
Yeah, why?
Well, South Park said that we haven't wanted any of the Baldwins. Remember, they got bombed. They were killed in the movie.
Yo, sir, I'm sorry, but no offense, you guys ain't Texas and moving your immigrants to Canada just because you don't want them. Okay, you're not shipping celebrities there, or we'll give you more Alan Six and Celine Dion. Shush.
Bret Hart is my. That's him right there. Bret Hart is my childhood hero. He's a Canadian national treasurer. I'm ashamed to be an American. I'll say it. I want to go to Canada. Oh, Canada. No,
dude, you better put on lipstick when you're
Yeah, but Stephen, you can't go against the current of migration. Mexico goes to the U.S., which is in the north, and then the U.S. goes to Canada, which is in the north, mate.
Yeah. You know what I do? I'm going to change all
movement north. Yeah.
No, I'm going to change all the signs at the border to a U-turn.
I love how Stephen's the antithesis of the stereotypical Canadian, because they're supposed to be so nice and hey, how you doing, eh? And he's just like, fuck you, turn around.
You know why? Because I was raised on the streets of asshole.
Yeah, just put up a sign that says nearest McDonald's 20 miles back that way.
No. I just change all the signs of the border to not Canada. I'll just rewrite them not Canada, and they'll be like, oh, wrong place. Go back.
Turn right. Here.
Yeah, we're North Mexico.
Then another turn right here.
because all Americans are stupid. That's right.
I just want to say before I go, because I have to leave, mates, that I agree with Purple. We don't want him back, so then don't send him back, please, mates.
Yes, please keep him, or send him somewhere else. Just not
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Who's he? Pronouns, pal.
And, well, cheers, everyone. I have to leave.
Cheers. Where do we find you, Viking?
You can find me at my channel, Viking Out of Time, on YouTube. You can also find me with the same handle, Viking Out of Time, on Twitter. I have a video up with a review for the Northman, actually. So if you care to watch it, mates, and share it.
Is it a spoiler review?
Do you agree with my review?
That's mine.
Does your review agree with mine?
Yeah, of course.
Does it have subtitles?
No, but you can always.
But it is written in the English language, so you can read it.
I love you, Viking.
Viking, thanks so much for being here today, man. I love you, dude. I would not fuck with you so much if I didn't.
Now, this came across my feed, and I actually wanted to bring it up because it's
take care, buddy. Hold on, we're saying bye to Viking.
Sorry,
Viking.
Sorry, Viking. My mind.
See you later, brother.
Bye, Viking.
Look both ways before.
Thank God he's gone. Let's talk about him.
Nah, I don't want to do that because Americans.
I know you guys think I'm just trying to be funny. I don't understand a fucking word he says. Who is he just talking about? He said
Gary was joking. You don't actually have to talk shit about him.
James Corden. That's who we don't want back.
Oh, James Corden is a fucking cunt.
Yeah. First of all, Steven, if you didn't know I was joking, come on.
I do. Really?
Say, dude, you didn't get it. What?
Sarcasm? Sarcasm.
You are talking
They do
to the
not
world's
have
most gullible
sarcasm in
man.
Canada. It's sarcasm.
Yeah, it's sarcasm.
No, you're talking to the guy whose friend once said, "Hey, Danny, did you hear they took the word gullible out of the dictionary?" And I go, "Really?"
Were you talking in a mirror at the time?
No, it's my buddy Frankie. But anyway.
Okay, hi Frankie.
Oh, he doesn't watch me. He's whatever.
I have an amazing little dog sound asleep in my arms.
That's awesome. May I ask permission now from Lord Gary Farquaad to share the video?
You have the floor.
Thank you. Can you please? Because I would like to see this idiocy.
Now we use United Kingdom parliamentary rules, not Canadian.
Will thou share it, please?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get up.
A.
God.
I'm gonna
I think I already have it set.
First of all, this is not Velma. This is just an imposter.
I would
actually pay a lot of money to see art house movies that have nothing to do with being a superhero, but are set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay, so I love this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the superheroes. Look at my page. Look at my background. But Marvel's built such a rich shared universe now that I'd love to get to know it better via the eyes of people we've kind of been ignoring. This creator brings up the example of someone getting blipped and then returning to see that their friends have aged and moved on. What about the story of a priest struggling to reconcile his own faith with the fact of Norse gods and celestials? How does a tech founder see herself when the example isn't Steve Jobs but Tony Stark? What does an aspiring US politician's journey look like after Wakanda is revealed to be the true world power? But also, it doesn't even have to be that different. How are normal everyday people living their lives, and how is that similar to our reality? And I'll take this one step further because I think this can actually solve an increasingly common critique against Marvel Studios. Critics, of course, argue that the success of the MCU is blocking out the commercial viability of slower, more emotional, capital C cinema. So all Marvel would have to do here is find some young director with a vision for that kind of story, give them an appropriately smaller budget for that story, let them tell it, and then just set it in the MCU. If it's a good story, critics will love it. It's going to make money because it's Marvel canon. And then suddenly Marvel Studios is the champion of the blockbuster, a staunch supporter of small cinema, and audiences get a much richer shared universe story. I know this all started as comic adaptations, but this doesn't need to only stay there. They've built an amazingly expansive world. So I'd just love to explore more of its disparate corners. I don't actually know how to solve this.
Cringe.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Wow. So what they're saying is they want to see Marvel films films in the MCU focusing on everyday citizens.
That's the dumbest thing. That's just called a fucking movie.
Soap opera.
Well, it's also hold up.
That's like my life at a coffee shop. There goes.
I love you guys, but I just feel like I've got my thumb instead of my finger on the pulse of America, because I actually was digging everything that dude was saying. So I guess I'm the problem. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna.
How not high are you?
All right. Here's the thing.
I think those
you have
things
a
work
Marvel
as
movie, a superhero movie with no superheroes. As much as I appreciate the church, I do not give a shit about seeing a priest wrestle with his faith with no superheroes in a Marvel superhero movie.
So, but he didn't say to make a superhero movie. He's saying make a movie that just happens to be set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's my point. I don't care. That's a regular movie to me. Why even
and that's fine. But all it does is it adds layers in context.
Plus, you do get normal people stories within the MCU.
Right. He also said that it would make money. No, the Eternals had superheroes in it. That didn't make money.
No. Well, that's kind of proving my point that they had superheroes in it. I'm talking about, and that movie sucked because they tried to introduce weights. Or go ahead. Sorry.
But Dork. No. I want to throw down in general. We're already getting that, and that is within the Disney Plus series. We're getting actual Marvel superhero films, not named about a superhero, but it's focusing on someone totally else.
Sorry, baby.
Hawkeye is a prime example.
I'm being too loud again. Here's the thing.
I told you.
It's still superhero shit. This dude's talking about like chasing Amy or something, and it just happens to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, you know how Kevin Smith made the Viewers universe. You know, all of those characters live in the same universe. You know, from Mallrats to Chasing Amy to Clerks and whatever. You know, where like he's just saying, just make an indie art style movie. It's a super low budget movie, so the threshold to make money and be considered successful, the bar is really low, and it just happens to be set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think that's a fucking no-brainer, but maybe I'm the problem. I don't know. So
I would like to see people lose faith over Asgardians. That'd be great. No, that'd be funny.
Well, I'm going to tell you real quick.
Sorry, deleted.
We're coming up to the end of the show, but this is our Scott McCall, Robert Scott McCall, Mac, one of my closest, dearest friends. He is listed as my brother, as is a handful of other people who might
look at that beard. That's glorious. I used to have a nice, and he does what I used to do. He cinches it at the bottom.
Oh, he also, oh my God. I watched him train that mustache.
Did I ever show you guys I used to have a ZZ Top beard, and I used to cinch it like he did. Yeah.
This is what he looked like about 10 years ago.
Wow, that's the same dude?
Yeah, that's Mac. That's me, and that's Zoe. Zoe calls him Uncle Mac because he's family. He's my brother. And he came up with a story years ago called The Normals that I've been pushing him to do, because it's a comic book about two guys that live on a planet where everybody has a superpower. They're either a superhero, super neutral, or a super villain.
Awesome.
And because they're the only two normal human beings on the planet, everybody pays attention to them. And the irony is that they end up solving a lot of the planet's problems because they're normal. And I read his script and I'm like, this shit's fucking brilliant, do it. He wanted me to draw it, and I'm like, I can't draw superheroes for the
I hope he didn't I hope he didn't have you sign an NDA because you just gave his whole elevator pitch away on the YouTube.
No, that's not an elevator pitch, but it is the basic premise. And I thought it was brilliant. This is over 10 years ago, and he's never done anything with it.
Dude, he needs to. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah.
I love him so much, and I wish he would be more creative with his writing because he's really is one of the best writers I've ever met in my life. And I've tried working with him, but he doesn't understand deadlines at all. To him, it's whenever I get it fucking done, and I'm like, yeah, I can't work with that. I'm gonna end up killing you. I'm gonna kill you one day, and we can't work together. And that's just it. We can't work together, but we're best of friends. And I fucking just love him, and he's brilliant with his ideas, and I love that. The normals.
I think that that's
because they end up being heroes on a planet
I
full
feel
of
like
superheroes.
Yeah, I feel like you should stop giving this idea away for free because somebody else is going to steal it. This is a great idea.
Oh, it's. I'm sure somebody else had this idea.
I'm already
There's been derivatives of them, like the whole Xanth book series about the one guy.
Exactly, Xanth by Piers Anthony. That's right.
So there's been derivatives, but I love the idea.
No, it's a great idea.
You
and
would
Monkey
like
Jeebus,
Darwin.
I know. I'm such a freak, Gary.
I mean, I can't attest to that. But Monkey Jeebus, come at me, bro, in my DMs, and we can talk about this because your Vince McMahon shit. Get that out of here. Anyway, sorry.
All right. I love Monkey Jeebus. I want to thank the chat for being here today. Great panel today. Sorry we lost a couple of people on the way. They're not dead. They're still alive.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the way you said that, I was like, Jesus, what?
Yes. For those who panic easily. But I want to thank Stephen, of course, my co-host today. Did you put co-host on there? Because it was on there last week.
I had an idea. Can we give
there it is.
Title? Can we give Dork Knight the title of social justice wrestler?
Social justice wrestler. JW.
How am I? First of all, it's not the wrestling part that bothers me.
SJPW, pro wrestler. But I want to thank Dork for being here. I want to thank Arwen, Stephen from Deleted Scenes, and of course the lovely Purple for being here. Thank you. I think that it was a great panel today. This is a lot of fun. This is almost as much fun as what we do on Tuesdays when it's the four of us when we get together and I shit on you and Sil. That's what I do, Arwen.
I was just about to. I was just about to say, let's hurry up and wrap this up so I can finally get a drink. But this has actually been the most.
Yeah, I've got porn to get to. So
yeah, right. No, but this has been the most fun show I've been on, and I hope it shows. And I hope
Well, as long as when we follow, and I'm going to limit who comes on the show to specific people that follow the rules. Dork, you follow the rules very well. I hate it when you start. It's my fault. I'm sorry because it's not true. What happened the previous time was not your fault. That was somebody else's because they didn't know how to do it. And I didn't realize because I've seen them around and I thought they understood how it worked. And it's like, oh, shit, they don't know how it works. So, we won't make that mistake again. I'm going to keep it to just us.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at Monkey Jeebus. You keep putting these comments.
Yeah, I know. I'm reading it right now. So, but I want to thank the chat for being here. Mark, Monkey, Socks, the lovely Sherry was here. Chris, oh, you're new. I don't think I've seen Chris before. And I don't have my list. This is something that Martin, you will be doing for me again.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I had
into this role.
We had some of my friends who'd never been on the show before come, and I want to really thank them for showing up. We Kristen and Ryan. So thank you to if there's
and
more.
Of course, Brett Cohen from Australia.
Australia. Hey, mate.
I love these guys. We really do have a wonderful chat. We really, really do. Magitech was here.
Yeah.
Flaccid. Of course, the irreverent Tom, because Tom's not irreverent. He's very reverent. But He also doesn't give a shit.
He's
which I love
I was about
about
to
him.
say he's like he gives no fucks. That's like
no fucks given, but he cares about things. He has a very
and he doesn't give a shit what you think about it. I hate that the first time we met was over He-Man. I wish we'd have met over something we agreed on.
Yeah, Latino Slant was here. Polly, we love Polly.
Yeah, Polly's great. Polly, can I say publicly, because it was on your show? Thank you, Polly. We were talking on one of your shows about how he got this comic, and my son's a huge Sonic the Hedgehog comic fan.
Oh, very cool.
And he mailed it to me, and it's actually I mean, like, he's a great human. Like, if you guys don't follow, if you guys don't follow Latino Slant, follow him.
We're trying to work on a book together right now.
He didn't have to do this. Like, this was
No,
really
very
super
sweet.
stand up.
It's very sweet.
Yeah.
So 6, hey, you're here. Salty Texas, thank you, Kylock. I'm scrolling back as far as I can. Sometimes it gets locked up on me. Hopefully we'll get everybody mentioned here. Danzig, dude, he's awesome. I like that Danzig dude. How did he get introduced? Who brought him on board? Because he's sort of a new person. He's only been on for a few weeks in our chat.
I think he's been around. I think he's been around for a lot longer. I think it just.
But had a different name. We got Soul Assassin. Let's see. I mentioned Matt. Oh, Gap Stargate. Yeah, he was here right at the very beginning.
Hey, did you show this Sox Bulletins thing for Fat Steven? Did you show that yet?
Yeah, it's not happening.
I'd love to hear that too.
What did he say?
You'll find that you'll get that on a Patreon. Start paying me money.
Oh, he'll do it. He does it. He does it unknowingly. He'll say things that and pronounce it very Canadian.
All right, if we don't wrap this up, I got to medicate. Come on. Come on.
And again, Mark D, if I didn't say it, and Socks. Neo7, thank you, man. I want to thank everybody for being here. Fat Steven, you can find here on Pop Culture Minefield every Friday. Sometimes
I thought it was
on
Wednesday.
Saturday.
Wednesday, don't you do?
No,
Shit
he and
Talk
I
with
do a
Steven?
show of our own.
Yeah.
That rotates between Pop Culture Minefield and his channel.
Oh, okay.
Coming week, this last week was on his channel. This next week is mine. It doesn't matter. Just follow the link.
I mean, I didn't even. You know what's funny is I've watched the last 2 weeks and I didn't even notice they were on different channels.
Yeah, you won't notice it because it's just us. We're doing our thing. Previously,
I do have an announcement though, Gary, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
If you can blow me up quickly. I am
in front of everybody.
Yeah, sure. If you want to, just make sure you don't dribble.
Come on, Arwen Purple, laugh at that fucking joke in front of everybody. I know you want to.
Come on, everyone wants a Canadian girth. I am starting a new. I'm going to be starting a Monday to Thursday morning show, I believe. I haven't figured out the time slot yet, but I am looking for people who want to join in, and it's pretty much just talking about stupid stuff we find on the internet, and it's called Previously on Idiocy.
Hey, weren't we supposed to do a thing about the
cartoons? You've never DM'd me.
No, dude, not the cartoons. Like the something came up and it was too controversial for this show, and I was like, I'll talk to you about it on your show. Like this just happened. Do you remember?
That's great. I don't remember. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the topic. So this is the best conversation ever.
And by the way, you're saying that 6 reminds me. Thank you, the lovely Sherry.
So if anyone's interested, hit me up in my DMs.
Because
in the morning,
Sherry says she swallows.
I'm interested, bro. I'll DM you.
So, Arwen. Wait. Was I finished with us, Steven? Because we got our Wednesday show.
I don't know. Did you swallow?
And
dear God, man,
you're on the Wednesday show with me.
Yeah, and
we rotate that one. You're here as co-host on this show, and you sometimes show up on Saturday, depending on your schedule. What else? And of course, that thing you're talking about. Anything else?
Pretty much. I'm just looking to get different content put out, and trust Gary. He's a good man.
No,
he is. He is.
Arwen, you are next.
Well, tonight we're going to be on Eris of Chaos's channel with the.
Okay, we're all done.
8 o'clock. You suck, Gary. Tomorrow, Full House going to be on Eris of Chaos's, on VacTube, on T-Shirt Historians.
Can you? Are you going to be sharing that link? Because I want to check out that show tonight.
Well, yeah, I can. Can I? I guess.
Aren't you? No, I mean, even I follow you on Twitter. I mean, are you going to be blasting it out? That's all I'm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We will as soon as everything's set up. Yeah,
okay.
I'll post it on my Twitter.
Cool.
So and that's it.
All right, then pull you down, and we'll get over to deleted. deleted. Let me find you on the screen. There we go. And where can we find you deleted, other than on this show on Fridays?
Okay. All right. I am going to be joining Troy Pacelli for a Friday Night Last Call. And we're going to be talking all about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard business. I'm going to be hosting Saturday Serial tomorrow morning, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm also going to be, I guess I'm going to be here tomorrow unless something comes up. And I'm going to be joining Rambling Canuck for karaoke Saturday night. And I'm going to be on Jedi Bill's After Show.
Outstanding. Nice. Outstanding. Thanks, buddy. The lovely Purple Valkyrie, or as I refer to her, my future ex-wife.
Thank you for springing that on me, just so I know. No, this was a great show. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, you can find me on Rise and Shine with Purple Valkyrie. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do the shows. We've got evening shows. I've got extra shows that we do now with Salty Texas on his channel and Sil Abdul as well. And I'm getting into the habit of getting a lot more videos out. So lots and lots of content coming.
Outstanding. And English.
I love that accent.
Yeah, she fakes it. It's not real. She's from Boston.
Yeah, it's true.
And there you go, Dork. Where can we find you other than on this show?
Oh, this show's the only thing that matters. You can find me on the social medias right there. Dork Knight LV. I occasionally do stuff with the Salty Nerds. I believe I'll be on there tomorrow if everything's like, I know like last week I was on this show on Saturday because unfortunately you guys do them at the same time. So I you know what? I'm not even going to promote that because it's competition. I'm sorry.
That's all right, man. No, go ahead.
Yeah, so we're going to be.
I love Salty. They're good.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about Picard, hopefully, because we didn't last week, and I don't know if it's going to be the most recent episode or because we skipped a week, or we're going to talk about. We'll probably talk about both. The last two episodes, but I can honestly say I would not be watching the show anymore if I didn't have to do a podcast about it every week with the Salty Nerds. So it's just
terrible. I got to tell you, are you? Wait, I don't want to interrupt. Are you still going?
No, that's it.
Okay,
no.
All right, get off my fucking screen then. I do want to share this because I posted this earlier.
Yes,
this is an amazing article by The Gamer that just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
just read everything wrong with this show.
Please read the first line. It's like that says it perfect.
No amount of fan service can save this dumpster fire of a show.
No, that's
I also quoted. Where's it at? Is it this one? Yeah, here it is. Even The Gamer recognizes garbage when they see it. Quote, it's obsessed with violence and misery.
Oh, please go. My favorite, the one when I reply to you, my favorite quote is the first line where it says, Star Trek Picard is so bad, it's almost impressive.
Yeah. Star Trek Picard is so bad. It's right here. It's impressive. I
was like, I cannot agree with that more.
I subscribe to The Gamer now because of this article. I'm like, this is the best takedown of Picard I've seen so far. With all the shit that we've thrown at this show, this one nailed it. And if you've not read this, it's on thegamer.com. Star Trek Picard is garbage. Fuck, man. They nailed it. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Great show, guys. Great panel. This is the way the show needs to go. I like it when it runs like this. Very little interruption. I mean, it still happens. We get passionate. We get to talking. We get excited.
Well, it'd be boring otherwise,
Well,
am I right?
You would know. Yeah, you would know.
Thanks, gosh. I'm just going to shut up. I'm going to mute myself.
Cheers.
Well, bye.
Oh my God.
And this one.
Well, whatever helps you sleep at night, bitch.
I fucking love it.
Asshole.
Shit it.
Hey, hold on. I got a perfect segment right now. Flushing Meadows, running water, the shower on, toilets
Dickhead.
flushing.
Shut up.
Pouring water.
How dare you! The impudence! The audacity! The unmitigated gall!
Yeah. All right. Well,
that is it for this week, folks.
Oh, all right. I love you guys. I gotta go. that was
Go to
the
that
bridge
powder
too far.
room. Take the
Whoever
powder
did that.
That's right.
I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you so much. What a wonderful chat you guys are. I want to thank Martin for his first day on the job, everybody. Give him a congratulations of managing the chat. We're going to go over. He's going to be doing a little more because I need somebody on this all the time. I can't be distracted by doing multiple tasks. I can't do it and run a show. I can't do it. Thank you, Monkey Jeebus. You're awesome. Thank you, Zax. Thank you, Mark D. And I want to thank Deleted Scenes for being here. Purple, Dork, Arwen, and my co-host. Well, the third host of the show is Fat Steven Seagal. Keith's not here because he's at Planet Comic Con, but don't be surprised if he doesn't pop up tomorrow during the show because he may want to do a report from the convention itself. It's a big show. The Planet Comic Con went from being one of those small conventions in Missouri to being one of the largest in the state, and they get a lot of great guests. And I'm serious, like top-notch guests. So I want to thank everybody for just having a good time with you guys. And with that, I guess I'm just going to end the show now. So here we go. Whoa.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show,
Doesn't
please make
Keith
sure to
sound so
like,
soothing?
subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our
sounds
shows
black.
and channel.
That was the best
Also,
pee of
please
my
leave a
life.
comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.